Yeah. Microphone check 1, 2. They try to put us in a box, right? Say you can only do one thing. But when you the boss, you do everything. Let's get it. Me boss.
Viral? Keep your take?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I guess you're helping me save some lives, huh?
I think so,
What I
man.
asked for.
How have you been since our last interview?
Blessed and highly favored. Out of trouble. A lot of things, man, have been awakening. So slowly, I just been being humble about everything that.
You probably couldn't hear me when I was talking because you terrible. But either you gotta unmute yourself too. But what I was saying was we got Orlando Brown here, and this is one of his, I guess, interviews he did last year. I didn't get a chance to see, but it was on Capone News, and that's what we're watching right now. I don't know where the hell Whisper is, but hopefully she'll be back soon. Well, let's get it.
Comes across the table.
Anything new going on with you? Any shows? Anything? Any updates on anything? Or anything you could talk about?
Yeah, I better. So the reason why I say I better was because, all right, so I walked into the Zeus building and it was amazing, the meeting that took place. Okay, so I talked to LJ and I promised him that I would not have this conversation with anybody. And
Franklin University makes it possible.
Well,
Be
damn.
unstoppable with a master.
I feel like it's like essential that I let certain people know that are waiting, that have been waiting for this for a while. I was offered the Orlando Brown show.
Oh,
over at Zeus Network.
Congratulations. I know you've been wanting to do that for a while.
Yes, sir.
Man, so, bro. Man,
thank you, bro.
Congrats, bro. I know you've been working on that, man.
Yes,
Since
sir.
our first interview, I think we talked about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I came in here with the script all crying and stuff.
Man.
Yeah, so but yeah, they offered the Orlando Brown show, and I'm very, very happy to oblige.
Bro,
so
that's dope, man. I'm happy for you, man.
Thank you, sir.
That's dope, man. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you, sir.
Man, oh man, Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown was on the show.
Look.
Well, that's dope, man.
Thank you.
Well, I thought we would, get right into the biggest thing going on right now, man, and that is Cat Williams. Shook the internet, man. He did this interview with Shannon Sharp, and he said a lot of stuff, man. Well, what was your initial reaction to the interview?
Like I told one of my best friends that brought me over here, Millie, my best friend and producer, it's like, what was done to Cat to make him do that? There's a lot of people that have no respect for the game of comedy. And there's a lot of people that, before I go deeper, I will say that I don't, it's none of my business, the personal relationships and all the stuff that was talked about. So I'm not going to talk about that, but I will talk about what I've experienced. And what I've experienced is sitting in front of Cat Williams at his own house, $3 million mansion in Malibu. And this man told Torrey Hart exactly what Kevin Hart did in order to be where he's at. Now, I don't know if it was Kevin that pissed him off. I don't know who it was that pissed him off, but I do understand that the comedy world is nothing to play with. And since, Richard Pryor left us, God rest his soul, it's more like, everybody's trying to be Richard Pryor, and I can't put myself in position to not understand why some people just don't have the kind of respect for Cat that they should have. I will also say that a lot of people know that he knows that he's helped them in a major way. Huge ways. Silently. For no recognition or none of that. It's just being, who he is as a person. And when I sat in front,
It's kind of weird seeing Orlando so fucking calm. Like, I'm just wondering when he's gonna fall off and just not be calm in this interview. But I just know it's fucking coming. I know it's coming. I don't know when it's coming, but I know it's gonna come. Whisper, you with us?
Yeah, but sorry, I received Michelle just sent me a live, so I figured out she wasn't here. What did he say? Sorry, that was his comment?
No, I'm just saying he's so calm. I'm not used to seeing him calm. But I just feel like it's gonna change. But when is it gonna change? I have no clue.
FYI, boss, we're actually able to communicate on screen through the chat, not the comments, the chat. So you got stage comments chat. We're in the chat part. CW, who that girl and I were in there. Did boss leave? Hello? What happened? Okay, how am I alone in here?
of him with Torrey Hart that night, when Reno Rankin was still alive, it was more like Kevin been pissing off a lot of people, comedically. You know what I'm saying? And I think that instead of trying to bash somebody that knows what they're talking about and bash somebody that has respect in the the comedy world, I think that they need to look deeper into why is he letting this.
Damn, I can't believe our screen got messed up like that. And I had to leave the stage and come back. But nonetheless, I think it must have took us all out. But here. Was it I couldn't keep it playing when I got kicked out the stream, but it was still a live stage. You could have stayed. I don't know if it kicked you out too, though, Whisper.
No, it didn't. I was actually the only one there. You and
A message in the private thing. I don't know if you've seen it.
we're in the chat part messaging.
Yeah. Did you see my message?
Nope.
Look at the chat.
I'm there. Who that is at 8:53 was the last one.
You don't see 9:19?
Nope.
Where you said hello?
I said hello, and there's nothing else.
Interesting.
And it's the first time I've been able to write on you in here. I couldn't do comments or chat yesterday.
Right. That's cool.
Okay.
Well, let's get it back playing and see what happens here.
Perfect.
Comedians, does he still have a $3 million mansion in Malibu? Why, out of every single comedian, does he still get picked on? But still looks like he's getting a check for nothing, just to sit on his couch, and everybody else look like, there has-beens. I'm just saying, I did agree with a couple of things that was said by Aries Spears. I understand, we do love drama as a nation, as a population of people, the human race, whatever the case may be, blase, blase. Yes. But my main thing is, why are you saying this? And then at the end of your rant, you sound like you're kind of jealous and you kind of mad. You sound like you got some things going on that you don't want people to know about. The skeletons in your closet, skeletons in Cedric's closet, the skeletons in Jamie's closet, skeletons in everybody's closet that Cat knows about. Who pissed them off? That's not, and don't just think. That's my question to you. Who pissed them off? Who do you think pissed them off?
Well, it would seem as if a lot of people pissed him off.
No, it was only one person, and they have a clan of people behind them. Yeah, it was Kevin. So at the end of the day, I'm just gonna keep it real with you, and it's like, you know, Kevin doesn't want to be a dinosaur. He's really a velociraptor, and you know, some people are actually T-Rexes. And we have a system to break in this universe. Now, if I keep going with this posting that everyone's privy to, it's going to unlock certain systems in the universe that prove that dinosaurs are actually not extinct. That's what Cat knows. He knows the inner workings of how people turned into huge comedians. And I guess,
he says Kevin is an industry plant.
No, man. I mean, you know, Kevin is a dinosaur, and I can't, you know, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You know, he's Frankie Lyman, and you know, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. Why do birds sing so? You know
That generation, that era.
Do you remember that?
Well, I will put the disclaimer that it's my folks' music, but yeah, I know that's not left by heart for sure. All my life.
So yeah, Orlando.
But that's a 50s song. Like my mother was born in 48, so that's even their parents' songs. But because the generations listen to it, I know it. I do sing songs. Embarrassingly, yes, I do. So I think he looks like Cat Williams. Like I'm freaking out.
I don't know how
Orlando Brown, you said?
Yes, Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown. Let's see what Mr. Google tells me about him.
Well,
he's a rapper?
One of the biggest.
Okay. Now hold on. Okay, now
he
the
was a
photos they're
chocolate
showing me on Google, I've seen him before. He just doesn't look like himself on the screen right now. But I know he's only 38. Okay, thank you.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Isn't that what Elon Musk was on? Is that it?
Was when he said he turned down 50 million 4 times.
No, he didn't.
To protect his integrity and his virgin hole.
No, he didn't. He did that. He did.
Oh, I think he did.
To say that Kevin Hart took 50 million to unvirgin his hole.
Can you explain a little bit?
No, I just told you what happened.
So you don't believe Cat when he says that he turned down 50 million 4 times?
No, I believe that was a punch at what he did, what Kevin Hart did for that movie Get Hard. He showed y'all what he did. He sucked Will Ferrell's to get hard. Now he's high. Now he's acting all hard. Every picture he's just short. He wasn't ready. All that. The same thing, man. You know, I don't put myself in any kind of position to think that somebody is good when they have 4 people writing their jokes. Kevin Hart has a team of people that write his jokes. Kevin Hart writes some jokes, yes, but that's not the real Kevin that you. I come here telling you all the time who's the realist and who's not. Kevin, I told you when I first came here, bro. Kevin Hart is not that tall. Kevin Hart is not that tall. 50 Tyson is the real Kevin Hart. So if we're gonna make sense of 50 Tyson is the real Kevin Hart. So all that Kevin got right now, acting like Kevin is Kevin, all that the house is all that man was raped, robbed, and belittled. They are raping and pillaging every single thing on this earth. That's not Kevin Hart.
I just
call him, right? Yeah. That's the real Kevin Hart. So before somebody put somebody in position to call them crazy, call them stupid, and dismiss them, they need to understand what they look at before they open their mother mouth.
Okay, and he
I
needs to
know
breathe a bit.
personally. I know the Beatles personally. I just left the studio. I can't put myself in anybody's position for them. I can put myself in my own position, but I'm not gonna put myself in my own position to act like these are not the people that I say they are. A facelift don't change. And that's what some people gotta understand about this life. 50 Tyson didn't deserve that. Deion Sanders didn't deserve that. Sammy Davis Jr. didn't deserve his legs to get taken.
Shirley Temple.
If you motherfuckers really knew about what Illuminati is, it's not about Illuminati, bro. Illuminati is the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ that still live today. That's Illuminati. The devil always want to take something and make it his. Illuminati is mine. The 12 disciples of Christ that still live to this day, that act as angels, that help people, that do the right thing righteously, that test people when they ask God for certain things. And then they get tested so much that they don't even want the gift no more. This is what I'm saying, bro. You can't put people in position to answer questions that actually know who these people are. 50 Tyson was called all kinds of names, and they acted like he was nobody.
I know y'all like, what the hell is he talking about? I know y'all like that. But to give you like understanding of his mindset, his mindset is to believe to be that when he's talking about like the 12 disciples, in his mind, he's considering that like spirits. That's why he said they're still here today. Like, that's what he's doing.
He said they're still here today, but he mentioned a bloodline. So I took it literal, not.
Nah, it's a spirit. I think it's more spirit. Like when he's talking about Kevin Hart not being Kevin Hart, he's talking.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that. You can't get SA'd for years. It was one time. After that, you chose to stay. And I've seen him co-host those parties. So at one point, he might have been a victim, but that's not. He did not in any way give off a victim vibe in the party I saw him co-hosting, where the chick with the chick's haircut's on fire in the bathtub. One of the hired girls, her hair catches on fire. Have you seen that video? Like there was nothing abused about Kevin that in that whole entire video, in that whole entire party. He was running it with the other guy. So now he also wasn't essayed at a young age. He wasn't groomed from a young age and blah blah blah. That makes a hell of a difference. He was a grown ass man. So yeah, okay, even if it was forced the first time, dude, you went back. You went back and you moved up in the ranks. So no, it doesn't work like that. A child who's groomed and repeatedly from very young, yes. But no, I don't. I will not give that grace to Kevin Hart. In my opinion, he made his choices.
Right. But yeah, so when he's talking about the whole Kevin Hart and 50 Tyson, what he's saying is it's a familiar, like basically like a familiar spirit. If that makes sense.
A familiar spirit?
Yeah.
What is?
Like Kevin, like not Kevin. Like it's something inside Kevin at that point. That's the way Orlando Brown's.
Absolutely. I totally agree. You're not going to tell me that a 50-year-old man is a victim of current whatever when he's the one going all around the freaking mansion interviewing everybody and being funny with the microphone while the other guy's just being a dick. Like he was the main person. I'm going to try and find that video. Like no, no. Nothing in that video showed me that he was in any way intimidated or whatever. He was running the show, and it was Dee and him, and later on Usher came. Usher showed up. because they made a big deal on the microphone. Like these parties, they're microphoned up. It's like they're in a club, but they're in somebody's house. It's weird.
Right.
Lo and behold, do you know who that man is that you call a mother? He got a whole family. He got kids.
Yep.
That's Kevin Hart.
Yep.
And I refuse to let y'all tear him down. Yeah, that all Cat is doing is the same thing his grandson is trying to do. Put everything into position to where everybody understands that these aliens ain't the people that you think they are. They are raping, robbing, and pillaging everything that has God in it.
We know that. I don't know why he's raising his blood pressure. We know
Everything
that.
has God in it. Everything else.
Not everybody knows that though. Not everybody thinks like this. This is a different type of thinking. I'm
Oh.
surprised you actually think like this, Whisper.
Well, I've been deep diving on the D-Stir for like 2 years now. So that's how I have an opinion current about Kevin Hart, because I was doing it on D and happened on that video. And I'm telling you, he was not. Oh, honey. Whoa. Where are you going? You're fancy.
Party, party, party.
Like a home party or a public space party?
Oh, that's my best friend's house.
Oh,
Tomorrow's her
that's the best.
birthday.
That's the best. They're way better in houses. Oh, you look great, dear. Holy cow. Wow. Like you're glowing even.
Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, I hope you have fun. Now, dear, you can sleep there if you have one too many, or you don't drink, or you have a designated driver. You won't take any chances, right?
I'm having a fifth too many. I'm having way, way too many. And yes, I will be sleeping there.
Okay, perfect, dear. Sorry, it was inbred into us in my province since about 16 years old. It's stronger than me. I just have to make sure my peeps don't drive.
Like we in there for 25 years. No, 27 years. So we officially family now. So yeah. I eat, sleep,
27.
cook,
Okay, you're
everything.
friends for 27 years. Awesome. You're going to have fun tonight.
I am.
Now, is it only girls or are they going to be men fucking things up?
Uh,
That was just to
it,
get boss.
it'll be the kids that'll be fucking stuff up, but you know we gonna have a good time anyway. She has like 13 grandkids that'll all be there,
Oh, so
and it'll
you're gonna experience what my life is here. Here, all the generations party together for every
yeah.
occasion. That doesn't
So it's
happen in my
her.
province.
She has 6 adult children, and they all have 2 to 5 kids each. So yeah, it'll be a lot of kids, a lot of 20 and 30 year olds, and their friends come over. Yeah, it'll be a lot of us, male, females, kids, everybody.
Awesome. Hello.
Hey,
I can't see your
how you
name. I'm
doing?
sorry.
Her name is Hey Love. She just joined.
Okay, the Christmas design is blocking it for me. No problem.
Let's play the video again. Get back to it.
Why does not America look like Dubai and Germany? And why doesn't America look like Russia and Persia? And where the is the money going? Every single mayor needs to figure out what the they want to do before there should be grapes, turnips, vegetables, everything on the streets every day for the homeless to eat. You're making us pay for water, you son of a... You're making us pay for grapes, apples,
Damn.
things that God gave us for free. Ha! You will burn in hell when I'm through with you. You will not be allowed in my Father's house at all.
I need to donate my blood pressure meds to this dude.
Deserve free
Definitely.
everything.
What the
At
hell?
least you're not going to give us reparations by money. Give us reparations in fruit.
Yo.
I'm missing in
You
intern.
owe us over $1.5 million. These subsidy checks are... So we are the hoes.
Oh, I hate that
And the
fucking word again.
government is our pimp. So since we're not getting mad about them taking that percentage, okay, for taking care of the American people, okay, let's take that $1 billion and give them $2,500, and they should be happy with that because we take care of them. If you took care of us, we'd have free carrots.
And free healthcare.
That part.
Not free, but universal.
This
Yeah.
ain't no motherfucking game. Y'all owe us money. That's why you killed me as Martin Luther King, because I was coming to get our check. And that's what I said in my last when I was on pulpit. That's what I said. I said I'm coming to get our check. And that was it. Got shot on the balcony. That's what happened. I was trying to get this check for these people. Yeah. Hey, Martin Luther King, everybody is going to have $3 million and some land. Whether you're black, white, Indian, Hispanic, gray, or tan, I don't give a man. That's what we were trying to do, Kennedy and I, anyway. So it puts me in a position to make sure that people, want to go to hell when they make these kind of decisions, like they're making. That's why Cat Williams is doing what he's doing.
How do you feel about him saying that Martin tried to put him in his first dress?
I can't say that Martin tried to put him in his first dress, and he can't say that either. He's not in a position to tell a lie. He's in a position to tell the truth. The man that's talking is Martin Lawrence.
I'm confused. Who's Martin Lawrence? What the fuck?
With Cat Williams' face on.
You feel like Hollywood has got like a thing where they're trying to put black
Oh
men.
yeah, about the dresses. I know that, but the name he mentioned, I don't know.
Be themselves, but I'm recognizing all of them, and that's a lie. That wasn't Cat Williams. That was Martin Lawrence.
Oh.
So that was Martin Lawrence that really did the interview.
It's called a facelift, baby.
So,
We've been doing facelifts since World War I.
And Martin Lawrence accused himself or of putting himself in a dress.
Basically, he basically vindicated himself of something that he's been bothered him that he put on a dress on.
What about the stealing jokes thing?
I'm not in that world, so for joke telling, I'm just not in that world, and I can't do that.
What about him saying that him and Ludacris were invited to a Illuminati thing, and that's how Ludacris got the Fast
Illuminati
and the Furious
is my
show?
family. Stop negatively using my family's name in vain. That is you're devaluing the Illuminati, and it angers me because I created it.
You created the Illuminati.
If I'm Jesus, I would think I did.
Oh, good Lord. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
Tell us about it a little bit then.
Well,
I don't want none of what he had.
He's giving me strange vibes. I don't even understand him some points.
Whatever he is on, I don't want none of that. It's too strong for me.
Thank you. Like he's going more crazy than I did yesterday, and I don't understand what's fueling it. He just spikes right up all of a sudden. What the fuck?
Apparently, he created the Illuminati and he's Jesus. Okay.
He makes me think a lot about Cat, like even the voice. But no, Cat's calm. Cat doesn't fly off like that shit. Like I don't know why he's. Go ahead, go, Bus. I don't understand.
Yeah, keep playing the boss.
Not my place to know exactly. I mean, well, I'll give you this. It's like Diddy. Diddy?
Diddy,
one of my best friends.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So when you want to be a Kappa and you get hazed, didn't you want to be a Kappa? You want to be a Kappa, right?
I want to be a Kappa.
No, I'm just saying. To the person that wanted to be a Kappa.
Oh, okay.
You want to be Kappa. You want to be Alpha, whatever it is. Okay? We're going to haze you and haze you and haze you until you are a Kappa. That's what happened. So their souls And then they're mad now because the hazing process was a little bit rougher than they thought. You can't the king.
But
Why do you think I love Diddy so much? You're not gonna dethrone this man because he know how to get you there. My way of hazing you. I call it haze.
Wow.
And we're gonna still do this. We're gonna still do this. It's not gonna stop. Take that. It's still gonna happen. The got 2 million, and we're still waking up in the morning, drinking cognac, screaming, "Bad boy, bad boy." And it won't stop. And it can't stop. And it's not gonna stop. You thought just because you got 3 million, you changed it? Take care of what you need to take care of. You glad that you got away with 3 million. Be happy. No, don't stop me. Be happy you got away with 3 million. I don't know what you told the cameras. You wanted to be Illuminati. You wanted to get cars and you wanted to get picked for it. So don't blame him for giving you what you asked for. Because he's still Diddy at the end of the day.
I don't even know who he's referring to.
Stop playing with yourself. Stop playing with your life and trying to take down that you have no kind of mind or even no kind of heart to build. Revolt, that's bad boy. Shut your ass up. Stop trying to fuck up our money. Like $3 million. Shut the fuck up. You know what this is. You got down 10 toes. Shut the fuck up.
One thing he said about Diddy was that Diddy wants to party, but you gotta tell him no.
Oh yeah, well you do gotta tell him no.
You gotta leave before midnight. I know that.
You gotta tell him. You gotta tell Diddy no. Everybody knows you got to tell him no, because you don't tell him no, he's gonna put you in a situation where you will have to say yes or no again. So just say no. Just say no. just say no. Because you know the consequences. That's what I'm saying. She said yes. That's what I mean. She knew the consequences. She said yes. And the next thing you know, she covered up in the mother blanket and he said, "Come on, baby, it's 100 degrees outside and you got a mother blanket on. Let's go outside and run on the beach." I was like, this is horrible. Yeah. You got to be careful what you sell your soul for, bro, or what you think you're selling your soul for. You know what I mean? Like, you wanted to get ahead. Don't nobody wants you to get ahead. You know what I mean? We're going to make it hard for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they made it hard for me in my hazing ways. I'm not complaining and saying people did this and did that. They did it. But do I really want to see them in jail? No, I was being hazed.
Yeah, that shit needs to be illegal. Even high school level. We called it initiation, not hazing, but yeah, no. Okay, so why was he on about tapas? I actually wrote in the chat, everybody who goes to upper education gets initiated or hazed, right? Not just tapas.
I mean, maybe, but it could have been a reason why he said or targeted them, though. It definitely could have been, but I don't know, man. This is definitely a different one when it comes to
I thought this was the dude that was on That's So Rated with Raven.
This is him. It's the same guy.
Okay, so I ain't tripping, but what happened to him? Like,
Drugs happen.
Really?
Because he is way out there.
Yeah, like this could be hella good, but I'm having trouble following him, and that doesn't happen ever to me. Like, I don't know who he's talking about half the time.
All right, so let's come back and let's go to a different video of him.
Why?
My name is Scott Campione. I'm a retired pro wrestler, and I just got these done 6 months ago, and I got so much.
This is something
I'm not allowed to.
Most recently happened, like this past month. Like last month, this has happened. So this has been in the past 30 days. This is an updated version of.
But I have a question. Google, the first thing it told me about him is that he's a singer rapper. So why are we seeing him doing talk shows? Like,
because this is what he does. He does.
Okay.
This is honestly what they say. He is a really great actor. and they said this is really an act. He's not really like this, but he's really, doing his thing.
Okay, he's an actor too.
He's an actor. Yes, he was a childhood actor.
Okay, on what show?
That's so Raven.
So Raven.
Pardon?
That's so Raven.
So Raven.
Never heard of that.
Okay.
It's on
Never heard of it.
the Kitty channel or the Disney
Oh God,
channel.
no.
It was a kitty show.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't like animated and stuff. I don't.
And that wasn't animated.
No, but I mean, it's on the kids' channel, the animated stuff, right?
It wasn't animated.
Yes, I know.
Look at
But-
this. Look at this. You see it?
Sorry, I'm expressing myself badly. See what? Yeah, that's exactly what Google brings up, but I don't like. That's what I said when I Googled him at first. His face looks more familiar on Google in those photos than it does on TV right now. But I believe it told me he's a rapper. So what? I flushed it. I don't.
He's a rapper. He's an actor. He's a lot of things.
Okay.
So let's get into this one.
Oh God, he's young.
Touch people. I'm not allowed to hug people. I'm not allowed to kiss people. I'm not allowed to have sex. I'm not allowed to see my family. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed, bro.
Who's not allowing?
I'm not allowed. This is not. Nah, don't go there. I'm not allowed to. Man, stop. Next question.
Not allowed. You made a choice that made that to be, dude.
How old were you when you met him?
Man, skip questions, bro. You got to piss me off. Regardless of what has happened to me, regardless of what has been done to me, I have to be a child of God.
But I'm going to press you on that for a second. In a different interview, you said that Satan's your father. Why'd you say that?
Yes. And I said, that's my mother. And I said, Lucy, my mother.
When you're in Hollywood, that's like the most stereotypical place for a Satanist.
Dude, it's the people, man. Don't do that to people that's making lots of money.
No.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, don't blame Hollywood. It's like blaming the devil for the decisions you make.
Okay, then who's your God? Is it
Who
Jesus?
wrote the Bible?
You think Jesus is your God?
Well, you could say that, or you could say he's me. But at the end of the
hold on,
day, yeah.
you can't say that. That's blasphemy. You understand that, right?
Oh, no. I'd be dead. Why you slap that man? You slapped Chris Rock in his face. You slapped the motherfucker in his face. You walked off the stage.
And everybody applauded.
Playing with me. Ain't shit that I ever said was in between the lines, bro. That's on Bloods. What the fuck is he talking about? What's your brother talking about? Everything I've ever said, bro, has been 1,000. I got to see sacrifice as a kid. Will used to put me on his lap when I was driving his car as a kid. Like,
Are you crying?
yeah, man. Thanks.
Fuck is with this dude?
What is wrong with
What
him?
is going on with this dude?
Lazy intellectual, the podcast, the hookup. Roman no skip a toast with the goods.
As a person, for their own personal gain, I'm going to manage expectations with you right now. I don't care if this interview gets 10 views. I want to talk to you man to man today and ask you questions I think that you deserve and give you an interview that you deserve.
Understandable.
So breathe by the nose and stop ranting. Good.
Do you feel like you get disrespected when you go on other people's podcasts often?
It just depends on what the spirit will allow me to do, honestly.
Oh.
You know, some people they pay certain things, but they can't get certain things out of me. I just understand platforms very well. I understand my fan base very well. I understand when to turn it on, when to turn it off. The chops make sense. And it has to be very, very effortless. Everything that I do, I try to make it effortless as far as the comedy and as far as the interview intellect.
When people are asking you questions and then they start laughing right before you answer, it's like they're not treating you seriously, though. There's got to be a line drawn, no?
Well, the fact that I sit down with over about maybe 200 million people that scream my energy, not my name, we're not gonna get mad that they're laughing. The first thing you said is fine for my kids. Let them fucking laugh. Before I sit down, I've already cashed out. Okay, so therefore that makes me the person that's making jokes.
So
stuff.
you're kind of laughing at them then, right?
There you go. And it's gonna take a while to build up
Mhm.
through this, that, whatever you chop up, I can give you what can make it faster. Some people just don't know, like everything's not funny, and that's the funny part about why you get paid before you even do anything.
Okay. Now your reputation has become more so of the person that we got to get on our podcast to freak out, do something crazy, say something crazy. Is that the way you want to be remembered?
Well, that's not what it is, bro. It's more like we want him to be on our platform because he's the wave, bro. Like, he's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the first season of Martin Lawrence right now. I am no Vaseline when it comes down to Ice Cube in his career when he was first starting off. Like,
What?
So when they
No
understand,
Vaseline is a song by Ice Cube.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
song by Ice
Okay.
Cube. Yeah.
I thought he was coming. Okay, thank you.
down games
I was
played
like, I was going to lose it. You don't touch Ice Cube. He's an OG.
that don't play games for me.
What do you feel like you're being overlooked? Certain aspects of your career? Do you feel like any part of your talents aren't getting the appreciation they deserve?
As the number one person on the internet, no.
Number one person on the internet. What the hell, man? This guy is delusional.
Overlooked or looked at. It's about doing your job. I'm the only one working. Who are you watching?
Oh my!
Now, all these other interviews from real life street stars, you know what I'm saying? All these, okay, so we're tying this algorithm together, and then when it blows up, it's more like, okay, these things that I'm saying are already out. Throw you guys in the algorithm. That's going to be for Thanksgiving, and then when I do Camp Capone and whatever else I choose to do before next year, you're watching me into 2026.
Yes, right here.
And look where we at. Watch him in 2026. It's like he said. It's just some shit, yo. It's some shit.
That's why 607 be Orlando Brown. That's why Ray J's trying to be Orlando Brown. That's why Bow Wow can't be Orlando Brown.
Get this bed.
They didn't say my name. Kyle, So now to figure out a intellectual way to make everyone say my name and still be relevant and make money, it's kind of funny. Unheard of.
Okay, well, why did you choose those guys? Like,
I'm good. How are you?
No,
Ray J?
It's all right.
Would you say what happened?
What happened?
It's already out there. The things that they have to make clear for themselves and to clear their own soul, that's fine. But me, I don't have to look back at anything I've said or re-answer anything I've said to make you feel like I need to say something.
I get that, but was there a reason why you went after Ray J?
Hello. Okay, I got a
vague. No one's gonna say anything other than if I say something, then they start saying something.
So you're starting it?
Oh, brother, they use my name for views.
So that's actually interesting because Club Shay Shay brings you up, Shannon Sharp brings you up all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, whatever the case may be. I mean, notice that when he did bring my name up, his show got taken. Same with Nick Cannon and same with, we're a family, the people that I talk about. Anybody that knows what I'm talking about, they know. And that's the top, not the bottom. Okay. So if certain people want to play games, I'll still be here. I don't know about their platforms.
So there's a stereotype with Disney stars that a lot of them go off the deep end after their careers end with Disney. And a lot of people would put you in that category.
A lot of people would never put me in a category after certain things have transpired. The music is definitely what they talk about. Not only that, Natalie just paid my bill for the $25,000, came and got me for Bad Boys. And before all of this bullshit with Disney, I was Mr. Nelson from the Jamie Foxx show. And then you have Major Payne and Sister, Family Matters. So yeah, it's not just a stereotypical thing with me. That's why I can do certain things that other people can't.
But let's look at like Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato.
Yeah, you're plugging people. Next question.
Okay. If you knew where you would end up today, would you still have made the same decisions? That
Nobody knows where they're going to end up, my brother. That's the point of life.
Hindsight's 2020.
That's the fun part of life. The fun part of the life is you never know when you get on a plane if you're going to land.
Do you think it could have ended a different way?
I know it will end my way, but my way is because I understand that it's not my way. I understand that I've asked for a way to be given to me, and that's God's way. Everyone wants their way. That's the problem with this place, Earth. Everyone wants their way. Right. They don't want to wait for what God has for them. They don't want to wait. They want it now. You know, it's just like, I don't have time to wait for things now. I'll wait. I'd rather wait. So I'm not bent over couches. I'm trim, nigga. What the fuck is going on there? Ain't no Lee Chopper. I'm trim, nigga. What man, come on, man. Stop playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many people think that it's okay to put a 1 and a 1 together and think that it's all going to equal the same 2. You can't put a homosexual rapper on a Tupac beat and think you're going to get the streets.
Who did that?
I know who did it. I said it before I started talking. I'm asking, do you know who I'm talking about? I'm trim, nigga. It's the biggest fucking song right now based off of Young Boy responding, I guess. He finally responded, you know. But the thing about it is Young Boy really murk his ass. Young Boy will really murk in a Lee Chopper. It's not a battle when it comes down to fan base or a rival of where we are in life. Mm-hmm. That boy will really kill that man.
Wow.
There's no battle behind that. It's no battle. It's a cool song, and I think it's cute and it's funny and shit. See what I'm saying? Other than that, don't go to the gas station in LA. I swear to God. You better not take your ass to the gas station, boy.
You know what I respect about you?
What?
You're very confident. Very, very confident. A lot of people doubt themselves.
My father.
What about him?
My father. Our father. Don't you read your Bible?
I do, but I'm going to press you on that for a second. In a different interview, you said that Satan's your father. Why'd you say that?
Yes. And I said, that's my mother. And I said, Lucifer's my father.
But you said God's your father.
Yeah, well. See, the thing about it is, 2 different people from 2 different entities made one person. That's Jesus. Okay? You can't put yourself in a position to understand that 2 unorthodox people made one person. And that's why one person can do so much. I can give this to my mother. I can give that to my father. But what I will not do is act like I'm not he himself. The gifts that I have been blessed with, bro, have gotten me out of a lot of things.
You're a very talented man.
The gifts, like
God-given gifts, you mean?
Yeah, kind of like a Kobe Bryant interviewing me. It's that kind of gift, knowing that it's Gianna Bryant is really Kobe, and then you sell the soul, and then when you sell the soul, it looks bigger, but you're selling it to God or even Lucifer. And then who wanted to be God in the Bible?
You can't sell your soul, though.
No, there's a way to trade places. You're right. There's a way to trade places.
Okay, so talk to me about that for a minute.
Yeah,
you've been in Hollywood.
So you see what he's saying? You see what he's saying? Whisper. You get what he's saying. You understand it. Do you? Because Tanisha, I know it seems like
I believe I understand it better than he does, honestly. But he's making not a lot of sense to me.
I don't understand nothing you're saying. I'm so confused.
You're not alone, dear.
You seeing the spirit?
Right off the bat, he said that the interviewer cannot assimilate. He can't handle. His brain isn't smart enough to understand that 2 entities. Well, so his religion doesn't practiced the Immaculate Conception then, right? Because it wasn't two people,
He wasn't
according to the Catholics.
He wasn't saying anything about Immaculate Conception. You listen to the
No,
point.
he said physically she got pregnant to create Jesus.
He didn't say anything about Jesus.
Oh, okay. He actually did, but that's fine.
Look.
He's talking about Jesus, hon.
I can give that to my Father. But what I will not do is act like I'm not he himself. The gifts that I have been blessed with, bro, have gotten me out of a lot of things.
You're a very talented man.
I the gifts, like
God-given gifts, you mean?
Yeah, kind of like a Kobe Bryant interviewing me.
So when he just did that little, he's trying to look and see what kind of spirit is in him. The spirit is similar to Kobe. That's what he's saying when he said.
That's your take on that?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, that's how you perceived it, because it's not how I did. But
how'd you perceive
it? Doesn't mean I'm right. It's just not.
How do you perceive it to be when he does this whole?
It's incredibly freaking arrogant, and I found him to put down the interviewer.
I don't think he's putting them down. He's just saying when he says my gifts, he said like my gift like this. Kobe Bryant interviewing me. That's what he's saying.
Yes. So that's a compliment to the interviewer?
I'm not saying it's a compliment or downgrade. I don't believe it's either one. He's just saying this is my gift. I'm gonna show you what my gift is. My gift is being able to see the spirit inside of somebody.
Well, hats off to you, sir, for getting that from what he's spewing, because that's not what it's can.
All right. The only way you would understand this is, let me see, to go back, and I hate doing this, but I really want you to see why I even think this, because the only way to know this is like if
I'm not saying you're wrong, huh?
No,
I'm not, and I'm not even implying you're wrong. I'm just simply saying I did not in any way, shape, or form get the same message as you did out of that. But that's happened since the beginning, so. Oh, now Jaguar, I like her. Her and the bodyguard Jean, but especially Jaguar. But I probably don't know enough to be able to make that call. Either,
so. One question. Oh my God.
Oh no. Oh no, he's not going to attack Jaguar. Okay, I'm muting myself. I need to listen.
One question.
What? We all watch.
One question.
Oh my God.
One question.
What?
I want to ask you a real thing. Tell me about your first gig.
My first gig was that I remember was Burger King. And the coolest thing about the Burger King thing was they gave us free burgers all day.
That's better than Coke. They gave us something that wasn't Coke, and I had to suck it.
Tit for tat.
Yeah. Coca-Cola's me.
I don't know about y'all. That shit crazy. Boss so great, and I'm out.
Somebody. My question is this. What does it mean to you to ask?
Because that's my brother. I'm your son.
Got that. And yet, what does that mean to you to ask?
That's my brother.
And show me where his bullet holes were.
Well, you gotta
show me where his
no.
Show me where his bullet holes were.
I saw you screaming.
Show me where his bullet holes were.
I seen you screaming.
Where was he shot?
I seen them pull you out the car. Talking about your is in a U-Haul.
You want to know what's
interesting? Nigga, get the out of here. Period.
You want to know what's interesting?
Yeah, ain't nothing interesting, nigga. When my mama screaming about some her shit in a U-Haul, and you had to go out there and you threw your shit out there like this on their face.
And now I do.
So why you do it? Why you throw my brother?
I got somebody that wants to talk to you, and I think you should talk to them.
Yeah, man. On my mama. On everything.
Do me a favor.
Mama, I'm telling you.
Do me a favor.
That is not going to help somebody.
My question is this.
Somebody.
That's better than Coke. They gave us. I'm going to say two names. Usher, Chris Brown. You put the two of them on the stage, and Usher will disappear the second that Chris Brown starts working his game. If you go through my Instagram feed on my big page, Jaguar Wright, you go back to 2015, you'll see footage of me at a Chris Brown Trey Songz concert in San Jose. The reason why it sticks out for me was because it was the first night I turned down a backstage pass because I wanted to be in the audience when Chris hit the stage. Mm-hmm. The reason why it was so special to me because I was there with my ex-boyfriend, who's a professional dancer, who was a part of a dance crew, legendary dance. I'm going to say two names.
Even when you were struggling. The best thing I ever decided to do was just be quiet.
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, now I can hear. Thank you, honey.
No, my stuff was on mute. My bad.
I need to go. Like, are they related? Like, why would he come at her about her son? I don't understand.
So the point is, he's saying, you gotta understand, he sees like things. He sees things like as if he's like I don't know, prophet, or if you were to say
Or
psychic,
on heavy drugs. Yeah.
something like that. But I think he probably would say like prophet or something. But he sees spirits. He sees spirits inside of people, and he sees the spirits how it relates to somebody. Okay, that's all.
So he sees our auras.
You
Okay.
gotta understand that. You gotta understand spirits, right? Talking about spirits, not auras.
Oh,
spirits. Spirits.
Okay.
They live. They never die. They never die. The same spirits that was tormenting people back in biblical days, even before then, or had perversion or whatever the spirit is, it's the same spirits to stay today. So you remember when he was talking about the whole disciples and all those spirits, whatever that was?
In your opinion.
I'm saying, what do you mean in my opinion?
We had this discussion, the very first one of these we did together, because none of what you just said can be proven or disproven. So I think it's important, like when we're online and on the app and we say for entertainment purposes, I think your opinions should be stated as opinions, because in fact they cannot be proven as facts, but they cannot be disproven either, right? Like I don't think any way about all that stuff that you do.
Okay.
I have opinions since very young, me too, but just totally different than yours. And I'm not at all implying yours are wrong. But when I listen to you describe how you see things, it's like truly in your opinion, because it in no way reflects my thoughts. Do you understand?
Right.
Like your education, your childhood, all that plays into all that stuff, right?
It's also too about like experiences. If you haven't had those type of experiences, you can't speak on it. But I have.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I find it amazing that you would assume I haven't, especially since I'm 20 years older than you.
It's not about age. It doesn't matter about age. It's a matter.
Well, the older you are, the more chance you have to experience stuff, right?
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Just because you're older doesn't mean that you have more chance.
You learn from experience more the older you get.
I can't hear.
What?
You learn more and you experience more the older you get.
You would think that, but they're old, right? Can you agree they're old fools?
What did she say?
I do.
I'm just saying, like, so no, I don't believe that. Oh yeah, I've had more chances, but then you tell me.
I didn't say I was more right. I said I've had more experiences.
I didn't say that you said you were more right.
Okay, because I told you right from the get-go, I figured out
you haven't had any of those experiences that I was talking about.
No, I didn't. I said I don't agree with how you perceive them. My grandparents' house was there was a big scandal. It was built on a native on a native burial ground, and they only moved the stones. They didn't move the bodies. Like, yeah, I've experienced all
Okay,
kinds of things.
so when I told
Ain't that the
you
movie poster, guys? Okay.
when I said the fact that spirits never die, you said no, that's not proven. Why would you disagree with me when I said that?
Because I said I didn't say it's not proven. I said, in your opinion, spirits never die. And that is your opinion. If you have scientific
Hey,
proof from a credible
no, no, no,
place,
no.
please give it to me.
But you just told me that the place where your grandparents were, they had
Yeah.
Native American stuff and it had spirits that were roaming wherever
I
they were.
said my grandparents' house was built on an ancient
Okay.
native burial ground. When they wanted the land for rich people's houses, they only moved the stones. So the whole development was built on top of a grave site, a cemetery, without anybody knowing for like 40 years. And shit happened in my grandparents' house. Absolutely.
Okay. So then why would you, I guess, say
So if
that
somebody
that's
asked
not
me,
the
if
thing?
somebody said to me what I said to you, in your opinion, I would absolutely agree with them because I cannot prove it. What can I do to prove it other than tell them what I lived? That's not proof.
I'm saying based on your experience, that's your proof. That's your
No,
proof to yourself. They don't have to
it,
experience it.
that proves to me that spirits can exist. It doesn't prove your point that they don't die, that they're forever,
How can the
which is,
spirit die?
pardon?
How can the spirit die?
Never spent 30 seconds thinking about that. I don't know. I don't have an answer. My brain has never gone there because it's totally irrelevant for me if a spirit goes on forever or not. Like, I'm being honest. I've never thought about that.
Think about it though. Just think about it for a chance. Try to think about it for a chance. How could a spirit ever die?
Well, how could it not?
Huh?
How could it not? What would make it eternal? So, okay, what do you know about astral voyaging? Do you believe in that?
Astral, like leaving your body?
Yes.
Yes, I
Do you
have.
believe in that?
I have. Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that while you're on a voyage,
That's for my
you can end your life? Do you believe that your life can end while you're doing that?
If God wants it to end,
No,
yes.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
You, not God. Do you believe that when you're
Oh,
out of your body on those voyages, you can effectively not come back to life? Do you believe that?
yeah, I believe that can happen if God chooses it to happen.
Well, whoever chooses it isn't the point. So you believe a spirit can die because when you're out of your body,
No, no,
you
not
are
that.
you are in
Not that type
spirit
of
form.
death.
You're in spirit form.
No, no, not that type of death. A physical death can happen. Yes, meaning I'm not going back into.
So you're gonna stay in purgatory in between all the worlds forever?
No, I didn't say that. I never said
Well,
that.
I'm asking.
I'm
So you
saying
just
the
said,
corpse dying. That's what I'm talking about. I can see the
okay, and
corpse.
what's going on with your spirit?
Your spirit is going to go to what they say. It's not a purgatory. You're probably going back to your creator. From a
Probably. So
biblical
you're
standpoint, you're going back to the creator who created you. I don't believe you're just going to be walking around unless it's some unfinished business, which we already know. We have seen that happen. Unfinished business, ghost spirits, whatever it is you want to say. That's a whole can of worms that I don't even know we need to open up on this live.
well, we kind of already
But
did, but so
okay,
you go back to
before
the
I
creator.
ever
Okay.
astral planed, yes, I've
Yeah.
astral planed. I was
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
I was scared for a long time to do this. Okay, did I know what was happening? No, I felt like I was dying. Right?
So you didn't do it voluntarily? You're just one of those lucky ass people that it happens to?
I don't think it's luck. I just feel like
Fuck, man, I tried for years. I was trying that since I was like 10 years old.
you never did it.
Never. I can't calm down. I'm too stressed. I can't meditate either. Even with the best quality THC available legally where I live. I cannot calm down, so I cannot get on those things. But I know the rules of it. And you are attached by a silver type umbilical cord, for a lack of words, when you're out in the astral planes. And you better pray that you don't meet up with somebody else, because if you do, you're both suddenly apparently overwhelmed and motivated to get rid of the other person's cord. And if that does happen, you do not have your way back to your physical body.
That's what people say, but that ain't
I've read that since I was 10 years old in many, many, many books. That's the main thing I take away about astral voyaging. What did you call it in English? Anyways, that's the big takeaway for me, because every single thing I did read about that had that in common. That silverish umbilical cord that you must protect with everything you have.
I think this is what I think. I think because somebody told me this, because this is what got me able to do it. Okay, I would go to sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as I would go to sleep, I would feel this tingling sensation come all over my body. And then I would always get scared when I would feel this tingling sensation. And what they told me was that, because I was like, hey, I'm so scared when I feel this feeling. They said, well, even if you feel this feeling, just go ahead on and go and see what he wants to show you. Because I felt like something was going to happen. It was like, maybe God just wants to show you something.
Oh, okay. Okay. For you, this is God bringing you on a voyage.
It's not, yes. It's not like I purposely chose to do it. I was scared to do it.
Yes, I did understand that it was happening to you and you weren't choosing to try and do it. But for you, it's God who's going to get you, and he wants to bring you along for a ride and show you something, basically, right? Is that what
Right.
I'm hearing? Okay, that's fascinating.
So when it happened I was so scared to do this, like it was happening. Hell, it happened from the time I think I was at least 18.
Oh
You
God,
know,
that's okay.
so I did years where I kept feeling that feeling where it's just like they all this tingling, all this sensation, all this stuff, and then it gets all over your body, and then when it almost gets all the way over the body, the tingling sensation as it happens, it gets to a certain point where it's my body's almost all the way covered in it, but for whatever reason, I'm like, no, take me, no, I can't do it, I'm scared.
So the tingling you're describing is the sensation of when your spirit is exiting your body?
I don't know, I guess.
That's the tingling?
But
Okay.
it would almost always happen. I was so scared. But then this person says to me,
embrace it. Yeah.
They say to me, well, just go ahead on and do it. And just don't be scared. Ask God so you don't be scared to do it. And when they told me that, I said, well, what if I die? You can't choose when you live and when you die. That's what they told me. They said only God can choose when that happens to you.
Wow, bullshit on that, in my opinion, but
it's the truth. I feel like because people get shot in their heads, they shoot themselves in heads, and they still live. Right?
And people go to cross the street and get hit by a semi. So
yeah, and die.
But that doesn't mean those are accidents. But we absolutely have control over life and death for our own selves, and yeah.
You can say that you have control of it to a certain extent, but it's not really, because if somebody can go ahead on and say I'm going to end it point blank, and then they don't die, I mean they're point blank right here. That's nothing to me. I feel like that's how can you explain that? That has to be like he didn't choose to have you go then, okay? Because he didn't choose to have you go then. That was him in control. You thought you had control by putting it to your head and saying, you know what? I'm going to end it right now. Bam! And you're still here. You think that's luck?
I didn't say that. I'm listening to what you think about it.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
What would you call that? Luck? Is it chance? It's something greater than you. Whatever you want to call it, something greater.
In your opinion, yes.
No, I know that
Well, I do not believe that there is a God looking out for us every moment and protecting us and throwing us where he wants us to be. I do not believe that for a fucking second. And when I do, I will be checking out of this life because that is not a God who is good. If God is overseeing every little thing and making every decision in our place, then that's not a God I'm going to be praying to because of the shit that I've been through and the shit that goes on earth.
Right.
Like that's no.
He allowed
Pardon?
everything that happens is allowed to happen. It's allowed to happen. How
Really? So a God that is good is allowing children to get SA'd and get out of here. That's what's good about a God that would let a child go through shit like that.
Everything that happens to you is not for you. Okay? It's not.
In your opinion, awesome. I wish I could have those opinions because I'd probably be way less stressed and depressed in life.
Yeah, maybe so.
I really do, because I would blame some magic invisible person up in the sky rather than myself. And I can't try and fix and change him, so my life would be hella easier. But I'm just not.
Change and fix him. Well, how could you even change and fix him? Why would he need to be changed to fix? If
Little children are getting SA'd and all the shit, all the bad on earth, why would he need to be taught a lesson to? Really? Because life is so great? Like if he's literally overseeing every aspect of current life, then that's a shit God.
In your opinion?
Absolutely, in my opinion. That was awesome. Yes, in my opinion, because a God that is good wouldn't put up with that shit.
Or he allows it to happen. Remember the story of Job?
The story of who?
Job.
Who's that?
Pick up the Bible.
Oh, you're talking about somebody in the Bible. Pick up the Bible. Really? Do you not remember our conversation about the Bible? I've read it all. I'm going to read it. I've read it 3 or 4 times from cover to cover.
You didn't read the Bible. You didn't read
Pardon?
the Bible. You didn't read the Bible. You read the Catholicism Bible. It's different.
I read what?
Didn't you say you read the Catholic Bible?
Yeah, and there are millions of Catholics on earth who are going to fight you on what you're about to say. It's their truth, as yours is yours.
What I'm saying, though, you said that you didn't even know the story of Job.
Yeah, I read those before I was 15. I'm turning 59.
Then how do you not remember it when I said it?
I don't remember that name being in the Bible. I don't know who that is.
Exactly.
Hold on a second.
You read to say, "Oh, I read," but you didn't read. You didn't read.
Here, do you not remember our in-depth conversation about how I approached the Bible? How many times I read it like a novel, cover to cover, with a different mental approach each time? You don't remember that conversation?
I do remember it.
Okay, so don't come at me that I've not read it. Okay. I was very young. It was over 50 years ago because it was bullshit to me, so I never went back. Do you understand? But I don't remember Job. Like, sue me. How many chapters are there? How many different people contribute to the Bible? I don't remember that name at all.
What I'm saying is this. I'm not trying to preach anything, but you need to try to. I feel like you should try to read it with a different mindset, not like a novel. Actually, like, hey, God, I'm gonna pick this thing up. I want to read it because he says that this is your word. This ain't the Catholic Bible because I don't know the Catholic Bible because it sounds like it's something different to me. It doesn't sound.
What's your religion? What Bible is yours?
I don't have a religion. I got a relationship.
Okay, so what Bible is yours? You're making a big thing about my Bible, the one I read being Catholic. So what is yours? I'm sincere in the question. What is yours? What Bible do you read?
I don't want to get into what Bible I read. Okay.
Well, but how can I have a point of reference if you don't teach me that? Because the only one I know is the Catholic one, but I'm aware there are different versions.
Okay, so KJV. Let's just say KJV, which
what is that?
Come on. Are you serious? You're really serious. I'm sorry.
Okay, I have been to Anglican services and I have been to Catholic services. I have been to a Muslim service in a mosque, and that's it. I have read the Catholic Bible several times, cover to cover. I have read bits and pieces of the Hindu books. I have read the Quran for sure, not as much as the Bible, but I read the Quran. English translation, I need to stipulate that because apparently it's not worth shit if you don't read it in a different language. Those are my points of reference. In school, we were given New Testaments. Here, I don't know if they still do it, but when I was younger, my whole life, if you would rent a motel room, you would have a Gideon's New Testament in the hotel room. Those are my point. I do not know, like Baptists, what is their Bible? What's the difference between Baptist Bible and the Catholic one? I don't know. I'm presuming there is one because you're saying the Catholic Bible. So that indicates to me that there's a different one.
It sounds like to me. It sounds like it's different because of certain things. What about Jonah? Did you read about Jonah in the Catholic Bible?
Of course.
Okay.
Jonah is a name I have retained. Yes.
What about David?
Of course.
What about Daniel?
Of course.
Okay, but no. Okay,
but Job? No.
Put Job, or even if you had never even seen it, you would look at that word Job, and you would say, "What does that spell?"
Oh, it's Job, not Jobe.
Job, right? That's what you would say. You would say job.
Well, yeah, it is. Okay. You need the second vowel to make the first vowel say its name.
Job. Okay. English language, right? English language, so crazy. So, looking at Job, and hell, let's just do this. Let's just do this because I want my girl. I want my girl. I can't believe this is becoming an interactive education.
Oh, see, I'm trying to do a search on Job. So I started by writing Catholic Bible, and one of the choices it gives me is Catholic Bible as compared to versus Protestant Bible. So there's one different version. Like I told you, I'm actually christened Anglican, which I found out when I got married, just means I'm from the Church of England, which means we don't recognize the infusion of the. We think she had sex just like we do to get pregnant. We don't believe that this was some hocus pocus that happened by magic. And the fact that females can be pastors too, and male or female, they can marry. Other than that, Anglican is the same as Catholic by every sense of the word. Now, Protestant, I don't know, but I'll be looking into it. And Protestant, I believe, is everybody who believes in Jesus, but who isn't Catholic, right? All those, like if you go to United Church or Baptist Church.
The story of Job is one of the most profound narratives in the Bible.
All right, you want me to read it?
Oh, that was you? I thought you hit play.
Question of why righteous people suffer. It is found in the book of Job in the Old Testament. Here is the story of Job, broken down into its key stages. The righteous man of Uz. Job was a very wealthy man living in the land of Uz. He was described as blameless and upright, a man who feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, thousands of sheep, camels, oxen, and donkeys, and a large number of servants. He was considered the greatest man among all the people of the East. 2. The challenge in heaven. The story shifts to a scene in heaven. The sons of God, angels, presented themselves before the Lord, and Satan, the accuser, was among them. God's boast, God asked Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright." Satan's challenge. Satan argued that Job only served God because God protected him and blessed him with wealth. Satan.
See that? God protected him, and God, what did he say?
He said, well, first of all, he didn't say God protected him. He said the guy believed that.
Huh? That's what Satan said. Satan argued. He said Satan argued that Job only served God because God protected him and blessed him with wealth. Satan claimed.
Hey, but it's Satan. He's not a credible source. He's probably lying, right?
No, this is what happened. This is the story of the Bible. He's going over everything that happened. The challenge in heaven. The story shifts to a scene in heaven. The sons of God, the angels presented themselves before the Lord, and Satan, the accuser, was among them. God's boast. God boasted, right? God boasted. God asked Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright. He never sinned against me. He never did anything wrong against me. And Satan says in to God, well, the only reason why he does that is because you protect him, and you have blessed him with wealth. Then Satan claimed, stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. That's what he says. Because that's what Satan desires for the believer or the man or the woman of God to do, is to curse God. But God is saying, God gave Satan permission to test Job by taking away his possessions, but forbade him from harming him physically, or harming Job physically. Let me finish.
Satan claimed, stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. God gave Satan permission to test Job by taking away his possessions, but forbade him from harming Job physically. 3. The first trial, loss of family and wealth. In a single day, a series of messengers arrived to tell Job that Sabeans had stolen his oxen and donkeys, and killed his servants. The fire of God, lightning, fell from the sky and burned up his sheep and servants. Chaldeans raided his camels and killed the servants. A mighty wind collapsed the house where his children were feasting, killing all 10 of them. Despite this overwhelming grief, Job tore his robe, shaved his head, and fell to the ground in worship, saying, the Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. 4.
And it always, that's very interesting that he goes and he does that, right? He says, the Lord gave and the Lord is taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. It seems strange to say that. And the reason why I say that, Whisper, is because he had all this stuff taken away from him. But I guess it goes back to the psalmist, David, who said, I'm going to praise him when things are good, and I'm going to praise him when things are bad. Because every day ain't going to be good, but every day ain't going to always be bad either. It's about your perspective and how you do it. Because they even say it like this. The biggest thing you could do is to continuously praise God, even though things is looking real bad. It'll confuse Satan because he's like, what in the world? Why is he still praising this good God? I'm just saying. And I find it strange that Job does this. He shows this. But then it goes in and we continue on with the story, because he basically did everything he could to get Job to cuss God out. And at this point, Job still does not cuss him out. He does not, curse him.
4. The second trial, physical suffering. Satan returned to God, arguing that Job only remained faithful because his body was untouched. God allowed Satan to afflict Job physically, but commanded that his life be spared. Job was afflicted with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. He sat in ashes, scraping his skin with broken pottery. His wife, overcome by grief, told him, are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die. Job replied, shall we accept good from God and not trouble? 5. The debate with friends. 3 of Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, came to comfort him. They sat in silence with him for 7 days because his suffering was so great. Eventually, Job broke the silence by cursing the day of his birth. This launched a long cycle of debates. The friends' argument, they operate on the principle of retribution theology, the idea that God blesses the righteous and punishes the wicked. Therefore, because Job was suffering so badly, they insisted he must have committed some secret terrible sin. They urged him to confess and repent. Job's defense. Job steadfastly maintained his innocence. He acknowledged that God is powerful, but argued that his punishment did not fit any crime he had committed. He demanded a trial or a hearing with God to plead his case.
Interesting. All this stuff is happening, and his people are saying, you must have did something to get here. You must have did something so great, so bad, that this is why all these things are happening to you. I think this is wild. Because how many times have we been going through something, and people look at us like, well, you're not doing this right, or you ain't doing this right. But at the end of the day, you're doing everything possible, everything right. And God is still letting things happen to you to not test your faith, but to see if you are going to be able to withstand the trials. Because at the end of the day, he does promise something great will happen. When is it gonna happen? Keep living. Keep living. Whisper, what's your thoughts about the story so far? I know you got plenty.
I'm listening. I'm absorbing. I'm assimilating.
Okay.
I'm reading at the same time.
Yeah,
Job, by the way, is mostly predominant in the Hebrew version of the Bible,
which is the Old
which
Testament.
is the one I have never. I told you, Judaism. I have never even looked into. Not interested in it
Why? Why?
because of how every single. No, I'm not saying that I'm not on life. It's an opinion I've formed over my life.
But okay.
I've never personally known a Jew. First of all,
no, who?
A Jewish person ever.
Okay. Well,
Not knowingly. I've never knowingly conversed with a Jewish person. Like
okay.
I've never known personally Jewish people. So
What do you consider a Jewish person?
what the fuck? Somebody who practices the Jewish religion.
Okay. Okay.
What are sorry, that came out really rude, my tone, but I mean, what else answer could there be to that?
I don't know. I'm trying to see where you're at because some people will be like, the white people with the funny noses.
What?
You know what I mean?
What?
Some people would say that.
What are you talking about? White people with funny noses.
Just saying.
Oh, you're saying people think Jews are white people with funny noses?
I'm not saying everybody believes that.
No, but people think that. Well, first of all, to me, they're not white, but
yeah, but they look like that, right?
But neither are we. So we're Caucasians. We're not white, but
well, then we're not either. We're not black, but we're damn sure not African American.
Well, see, African American, you know that countries laugh at y'all for that, right? Africans protest to that. I've seen a couple.
I don't consider myself African American. First of all,
pardon?
I don't consider myself African American.
Well, and neither would a lot of people. Like a lot of people, their base isn't Africa. It's Haiti or Jamaica or So for
or
every
Morocco.
black, pardon?
Or Morocco, or Native American.
Whoa. Moroccans are not black, and they're Muslim. So
no.
Yes. Morocco is the entire of northern Africa is predominantly Muslim.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's ask this. I'm gonna ask this real quick.
Even Egypt, who had strong belief system before Islam came through, they worshipped cats. Egypt is a phenomenon religiously, but Jews are Jewish. It's their religion. It's not their skin tone. There must be black Jews, I would think.
Okay.
Like dark-skinned Jews, I would presume. I don't know, because that's comparing skin tone with a religion, right? Do you know that there are 70,000 white Caucasian born Americans each year which convert to Islam, and most of those are women? And I'm talking Caucasian born in the USA people.
Okay.
Islam, for the first time in history, has now debunked Catholics. There are now more Muslims than Catholics on earth. And see, Muslims, there's no practicing or non-practicing. You are Muslim or you are not. Because if you're not practicing, they do not consider you Muslim. Whereas Catholics, you have the luxury to cherry pick what the rules you want. As long as you go to Christmas midnight mass, you'll be fine. And Catholicism, like they're practicing or they're not, and to the degree or whatever. But Muslims don't deal with that shit. You either follow the rules and you're a Muslim, or you don't and you're not.
Okay.
But I'm going to look into. I would presume. See, what's the word even? Because race, we're all the human race. So I would presume there are dark-skinned Jewish people, but I don't know. I will be looking into it.
There definitely are. There definitely are. I was just trying to make sure you was on the same page. That's it. That's all.
Yes, sir. But like I said, I know nothing, not a damn thing about the Jewish religion, and I don't want
you
to.
read the whole Bible. Like it's hard. You have not read the whole Bible because that is part of the Bible.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! I haven't read their holy book. Then I didn't realize I had to walk on eggshells. I've explained this to you, dear.
It's not about eggshells.
I have listed every religious book world accepted religion book
You
that
said Judaism
I've
is
delved into.
yeah.
But I've done a lot of spirituality.
Old
I've read
Testament-
about Wicca. I've read about tons of stuff. But of the organized religions, I've done Catholic, Hindu, and and Catholic, Hindu, and Muslim, but not Jewish.
Okay.
And just by the way,
Oh, honest.
Hinduism is not considered a religion. It's a way of life. They do not class that as a religion. The Hindus don't.
Neither does Christianity.
Pardon?
Neither does Christianity. It's a way of life too.
Being a Christian is a religion.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm trying to tell you, it's about a relationship.
okay.
Okay, break it down to this.
Well, yeah, because Christians are everybody who aren't Catholic or Jews or Hindus, right? It's
No.
it's all the other little religions, but they worship first of all Jesus, right? Jesus is their disciple.
No.
Oh no, for Christians, Jesus isn't their disciple.
You said
Jesus Christ is
you
not.
just said something totally different than what you just said. You said that we worship Jesus. No, we worship God.
Is Jesus, well, okay, so who's God? Who's the Son? Who's the Holy Ghost? Because there's only two humans, there's only two people. Which one's a God, which one's the Holy Spirit, and which one's the Son?
Why do you say
Because you ask half of people and they will say Jesus is the Father. And that's not my understanding. Jesus is the Son of God in my understanding.
He's the Son of God, yes.
Well, there are a hell of a lot of people who worship Jesus and God who think that Jesus is God. You can even look that up on YouTube. It's that common.
Theology, based on theology. It's a lot to teach. And it all can't be done in one thing.
Oh, but I'm talking normal people. I'm not talking religious scholars. Like normal everyday people. Like in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Right?
I think listen though, this is the thing. It's interesting that you say normal people. Like I think that they're normal people too. Like maybe I am on some scholars type stuff, but I'm not trying to be. But
no, not you, but I'm talking about legit religious scholars. That's their life. They go to university and all they do is study religion. Like they've got to be more credible than me and you, I would think. Like if you go to university to learn stuff, you got to be more credible, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I've argued with the best of them. And it's not because of me wanting to. It's just because when you have relationship with the creator and different things, then you know more than what a lot of people that so-called studied and did this and did this.
No, you're gonna hate me again. No, you don't know it. It's your opinion.
No, no, and I could bring them on the platform, and they will tell you in certain arguments and stuff where I prove certain things.
Okay, just like homosexual people know that inside of them when they're about 4 or 5 years old. But yet scientists will disapprove that. So
what do you mean scientists would disapprove it?
You can, some people think it's a choice to be homosexual. And they die hard believe that. Now, every single, and I know a lot of homosexual people because, like in many countries, because I don't discriminate. I don't give a shit who people are sleeping with. None of my business. But every single person that I have known knew that shit, even if they couldn't speak it, they knew it before the age of 5 years old. Their parents knew it before they knew it by things, picking up on things. Yet you can find scientists who will absolutely say that is bullshit. All these weird ass people who try and convert homosexual people because they believe it's a choice. Like, but we got so off topic. I was just trying to say, in my opinion, a religious scholar, because a religious scholar usually doesn't adhere to one religion. They study everything they can about every aspect of every recognized religion, is my understanding. These are the people who are like brainiacs about it. They're not necessarily practicing it. Their job is to study it and learn what they can. Right? because I've straight up heard people say, my job is this, but I don't go to church. I don't pray.
Interest.
Elihu, a fourth younger man named Elihu, eventually spoke up, criticizing the friends for their poor arguments, but also rebuking Job for justifying himself rather than God. 6. God speaks from the whirlwind. Finally, the Lord answered Job out of a whirlwind. Instead of explaining why Job suffered, God asked him a series of humbling questions about the creation of the universe. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Have you comprehended the vast reaches of the earth? Can you pull in Leviathan with a fishhook? God revealed the complexity and majesty of the cosmos, demonstrating that human understanding is too limited to grasp the divine logic behind the universe. Job's restoration. Job, humbled and awestruck, responded, My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes. God's verdict. God turned to Job's 3 friends and expressed anger at them because they had not spoken the truth about him, whereas Job had spoken honestly in his pain. God commanded them to offer sacrifices and asked Job to pray for them. Restoration. After Job prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes. God gave him twice as much as he had before. Job had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 donkeys.
Man, it's a lot. It's a lot of shit to take away from this, man. Like,
So I just read a paragraph that just shocked me because first of all, I've only read the Quran once, not 4 times like the Bible. And I was reading it to find specific stuff out. So I just read the book has influenced so the book of Job has influenced Jewish and Christian theology and liturgy, as well as Western culture. It parallels wisdom traditions from Mesopotamia and Egypt in Islam, because see, the order of the 3 main books is Judaism, then Catholicism, and the last was Islam. Now, Islam, Jesus appears in the Quran. He's just not the main God. Muhammad is. Okay, but Jesus is in there and he is a disciple. He's just not the main disciple. And the thing about Islam is it was the first time that God spoke to an Arab, to an Arab. So that's the significance, but it's the younger. It is considered by the theologists, by the people who study it, to be the most the religion of Islam at this moment in time is considered closer to what the actual book intended than
How
the
do I?
Catholics and the Jews, because it's newer. It simply hasn't been around long enough to have been as corrupted by the people in it and their interpretations as the 2 other ones. Not because it's any better, but it says in Islam, Job, which was called Ayub, is revered as a prophet exemplifying steadfast faith, which is strange because, like, I need to read the middle parts because I believe in the Catholic Bible, if you're wealthy, you have to fight extra hard to be recognized as good, because money is the root of all evil and corrupts people.
That's not true.
I'm talking in Catholicism.
That's not true. What you just said.
Okay.
Want me to tell you why?
What isn't true? That Catholics don't believe that, or that you don't believe that?
I have a head cold, so could be better. We're doing great. We're having a little discussion. We kind of got off topic. But I'm talking to somebody in the comments. Sorry.
I can't see anybody in the comments. Sorry.
Okay, you don't see it on the thing. I highlighted their thing. You see it?
Oh, I'm okay. I have a head cold, so could be better. Oh, that sucks. No, see, I can't see the person's face because there's the white bubble where they talk. How about you? But then I guess it's their name tag that's red. Something, the Cobra 7289. That's completely blocking the box, but that's fine. I was wondering who was talking. That's awesome. I'm sorry you're feeling under the weather. That sucks. So I just need to be clear on what you were arguing about. That Catholics don't think that, or that you don't think that?
The Catholics don't think that either.
Oh, okay.
What? Okay, because you misquoted it. Okay, that's what's so good about.
Well, I didn't quote. I gave my opinion of it.
Paraphrase. Your paraphrase. Say I'm paraphrasing.
Money is the root of all evil. I don't think that comes from the Bible. I don't think that comes from the Bible.
It
It's just
does. It is something that comes from the Bible.
those words.
Those similar words. That's not the
Okay.
exact words.
Okay.
The
I
word
didn't realize.
says this: the love of money is the root of all evil. It's the love, because poor people are okay.
Yeah, I understand that perfectly. That makes sense.
Or Catholicism people, I don't know, but religious people want to say that money is the root of all evil. Why? Because at the end of the day, you tossing all your money to them, and then you still broke.
In the day,
huh?
Practicing Catholics are expected to give 25% of what they earn in a year to the church. 25 in today's day, not back when.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this, though. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
They're saying how you quoted it, which is how they probably, want you to believe it. Money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money. Why would God want you to be poor? Why would God want you to be broke? That's crazy in even thinking that.
Well, why would God have priests take a vow of poverty then? If God doesn't want that, why is He making priests do that?
Making priests do what?
Priests take two vows to become a priest: a vow of chastity and a vow of poverty. A Catholic priest takes two vows, and those are them. I can only speak on Catholicism. Are you going to nail me every time I give my opinion?
Oh yeah, because I'm trying to tell you that ain't it.
Oh, now you're going to tell me about Catholicism?
No, I said that's not it. And that's wild that they would even take those type of vows. Like, why would you want to even take those vows? That's not even biblically correct.
Actually, you're wrong. It specifically says in the Catholic Bible that very few people will be qualified to be a priest, because a vow of chastity mixed with a vow of poverty is basically almost impossible for most people. Just the vow of chastity is basically impossible for most normal men. Like, I hate the word normal, but just go with it. So if you're not absolutely steadfast in your faith, don't even bother trying. Just be a good practicing Catholic, because the vow of celibacy, according to the Bible, is almost impossible. And it is, obviously. Look at all the essaying by the priests towards children and shit. So obviously it is impossible. So
yeah, why would I even want to attempt to be that when, like you said, they're essaying kids?
Because if you were raised Catholic and those were your beliefs, then you would believe that shit too.
Okay, yes. Okay, yes. I agree. But at the end of the day, when you find out that this ain't what it is, why would I still be under the law? Why would I still be under that type of law, those strict rules and different things, when Jesus came to free us from those type of things? He said, I gave you life so you can have life and live it more abundantly. That's what he said. That's what Jesus said.
And that includes living more abundantly, includes an active sex life?
By being married, yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, by being married. Well, priests don't get married. They're married to God.
I'm talking about priests, because priests in this matter don't is irrelevant to what I would even consider. Like, why would I even be that? Because that's not living life more abundantly. If that is in a Catholic,
for you, for them, it is. They're going to marry God. They're going to be faithful to God. They are incredibly religious.
How you gonna marry a spirit?
Oh God! Don't ask me. Am I lining up to be a sister, honey? Not for me, for sure. Although my record.
What's even your own belief right now? Why would you even marry a spirit? Why would I marry a spirit? I ain't gonna have sex with a spirit. But
no, you're not.
But
you're not having sex with anybody.
Hold on. Let me say something. Let me say something.
Yeah.
I will say this. I definitely get her point though, boss, because we weren't raised like that. If we were raised up in that shit, we believe it too. No matter how ridiculous it sounds. But you would. If you were raised to believe that God was made out of a piece of shit, you'd believe it. Because your mind is conditioned to think that way. So to question or go against how somebody believes something, that's just an opinion. That's very opinionated. There's no facts behind it unless you can pinpoint everything. The only way you can actually say it's a fact, you'd have to go pinpoint everything that you say. Don't
With
word by word. And
scientific
that's
proof.
being anal.
All I'm
That's
saying
being
is
anal.
what I'm saying is this: the reason why it even came up was because she said money is the root of all evil. The Bible does not say that. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil.
But I never claimed it came from the Bible. I threw that out there. I didn't. You're the one who told me 5 minutes ago that something similar to that is written in the Bible. I just thought that was something we say in daily life. I did not know that as coming from the Bible. But money is looked down upon. Wealthy people have an extra hard fight to prove themselves good because when you have money, it's easier to slip into bad. Is basically the mentality.
Good though.
Pardon?
You can never prove yourself good. How could you prove yourself good?
Well, first of all, who are you proving yourself to?
Nobody. You can't prove yourself good. The Bible
Really?
says this.
Really?
Let me quote the Bible.
Really? Then why, at the end of our life, do we meet up with the Maker and we have a judgment day if we have nothing to prove?
Because this is what you got to prove. This is the only one thing. I guess you do have one thing to prove.
No, your entire life
No.
culminates to one point where your life will be revised by the expert in front of you, and that is where everything you have done for good will count, and everything you have done for bad will be subtracted. Every single little thing.
So, all right, this person says this, Cobra. The Catholic Church later formalized celibacy for priests as a discipline, not doctrine. So this is something they came up
They
with.
changed that. Oh, you have no idea how they changed. Do you know that Catholic priests here now will suggest that a young couple live together in sin, according to Catholic, for 1 year at least before getting married? And guess why? Guess why now? That is, remember, I told you for Catholics, the worst sin is to be non pious, to be a slut, to not be clean about your body, because your body is your temple and it is in His image. And it is way worse to sleep around than to murder because you are disrespecting a temple of God made by God in His image. That's their mentality, okay? Now, I'm lucky because my opinions, I formed them myself. I was never forced to go to church like a lot of kids were. I actually got my ass out of bed and went by curiosity under the age of 10. Like, I have been on this quest my entire life to try and figure this shit out because I perceive people with huge faith as lucky and having that huge thing of support available to them because they believe. And I explained to you, I've tried so hard, but every religion I've read knocks me out as soon as they discriminate against women or homosexuals or that's the hypocrisy in the religions is what knocks me out of being religious. I consider myself spiritual, but I was never forced to go. Now, somebody who was raised Catholic, who had to go with their parents every Sunday, they're going to be way more knowledgeable of the questions you're asking me, Job, and all this stuff than I am. But are they going to be believing more? Are they going to be any more of a good person in God's eyes? I'm not sure about that. Really not sure about that. Because usually when people are forced to go to church, as soon as they don't have to, they're not the age to be forced, that shit drops. Like if I didn't have the mother-in-law I did for my kids, my children would never have been baptized young. Now that freaks out the Catholics, especially the boomers. They're like, if the baby dies and they're not baptized, they're going to hell. Really? How's that happening? Who's doing that? God? God, the good God, is going to punish a baby for dying before being baptized when they had no influence over that? I don't believe in a God that's good that does that shit. That's contradictory to me.
Wait. That's for that Catholic stuff, right? That's just for Catholic. That ain't what I believe.
It's for what I've learned.
I do know boomers from a Christian standpoint that say, "Oh, if you don't baptize your kids, they could grow up being bad. They could grow up doing this." But at the end of the day, I count that shit as bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't believe it. A person has to make their own choice, their own damn decisions out here when it comes to God.
Really? Because
Yes.
didn't you like a half an hour ago tell me
Well,
that
I say I
God is
think
making our
that
choices for us?
I
You said
think that my opinion is when it comes to baptisms, this is what I truly believe because I experienced it for myself, and I can only talk from experience.
Yep.
Um, when it comes to being baptized, I truly believe you shouldn't force your children to do it. I feel like
Thank
you
you.
should allow them to create their own
Thank you.
relationship and come to an
Absolutely.
understanding on their own to feel comfortable enough to do it. Because to me, if they
Yep.
do it just because they were raised and you tell them they should do it, I feel like it's truly them going against themselves because they don't even have an understanding of why they're doing it. They're just doing it just cause. And they're walking around with this idea that, well, if I do it, then that means I'm saved. But then, I've seen people go get baptized and think that washed away all their sins. And now, because they just thought that because I was told if I just go get baptized, that means I'm clean.
Yeah, you get a
But then
clean
go and
slate.
do all this shit and then try to get baptized again. I've seen people do that. I've met people that have
Well,
done
have
that. Like get
that's
baptized all the time.
and
Like
did
what?
somebody accept to rebaptize them to do a reboot?
where y'all at in
Yep.
the comments? I
Oh
see
my goodness, that's hilarious. I wouldn't be into that either.
I see
That's
you over. You said honestly in Catholic, Boston Catholic, but I don't go to Catholic church because it's very corrupt. I can
oh
see why.
goodness. Okay, so the Catholic Church is absolutely the most corrupt. It is the biggest money making non-profit organization in the world. Like, give me a break. The Pope, who is and was a priest, also took that vow of poverty. He's got artwork on the walls of the Vatican that could buy countries. They're inestimable value. He lives in such disgusting wealth. It's unbelievable. So the hypocrisy is there also. Um, yes, see, the book is one thing. The church and the religion that goes with that, filling that church is another thing. And how each person interprets what they read in the book, for me, is yet another thing. The three things, like, I've never read that you have to go to church in the Bible. It says that if you congregate, if you're more than one person, you're going to be stronger. And I don't know, I don't have a scientific explanation, but when those religious people get together and pray heavy duty for somebody who's not healthy, like they're about to leave earth, and those people do this praying stuff and they come back, like there's miracles that happen in that. Now, I personally think it's energy levels that they're manipulating just by all thinking so hard about the same thing at the same time. But there's something to that stuff. Like there's something. They're getting people healthy against every expectation science and doctors have in some
I mean,
some
it's a biblical concept. It says, "These signs shall follow those that
for
believe."
you. For you, that's what the reason is. For
So,
me, it's
what
because they're all concentrating the same amount of energy at the same time. For me, it's energy. It's not a god.
from a biblical standpoint, this is what it says. I said,
Oh,
this is what the
for the
Bible.
Bible. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it says, "These signs shall follow." Matter of fact, Jesus said this: "Those that follow me, they shall speak in other tongues. They shall." Hold on, there you go. You got too much stuff I gotta look up.
You don't need to be looking up the Bible for me. Why are you quoting the Bible? I'd rather you quote what you read to me because I don't know anything about what you read. Catholic Bible is the one I know the most. Like I've got it on my page right now.
The Vatican also has a gay strip club next to it, so there's that too. The lady
Oh
is
God, there's
uh,
way worse than that. The Catholic Church is
the lady
disgusting.
is correct about not having to go to church as long as you pray to God and try to live morally and ask for forgiveness. Okay, now listen. It does also say, "Forsake not the assembling with one another." Does that mean that you have to go to a building? No, it does not. I will say
Exactly.
that. I will agree.
Assembly could be you and I getting together and saying our Father. That is an assembly.
Not no that just I follow.
Two,
Really just
two
really
people,
study
religion.
together.
Yep.
Doing a Bible study, having
Yep.
communion, all these different
Yep.
things,
Yep.
are things that you do.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so let me see. Somebody
And
says,
y'all have heard about the real Bible as compared to what all of anybody on earth reads, right?
You said what?
Supposedly the most pure, true version of any Bible is available to one person on earth at a time. It's held in the Vatican. It's hella old. It's got way many more chapters. See, Catholics picked and choose what fit their narrative. Don't you find it strange that even Mary and Mary Magdalene didn't get a chapter? No freaking woman in the Catholic Bible? Don't you find that strange? Like all of humanity came from a woman. Why is there no woman's words in the Bible? Why?
That's the truth.
And why
That's
do
a true
many of the
curiosity.
books, whether it's John or whoever, they're kind of similar. Why? Why aren't you bringing in why were the other books discredited and those ones were kept? Because it has enabled the Catholic religion to become the wealthiest entity on earth. It's all about money. It's corrupt. But I don't think the Catholics are the only ones. I'll ask you a question though. If you want to get to Catholics, if you want to own Catholics, you want to who do you go to? If you want to you want to take over, you want to get in the good books of Catholic, who do you need to deal with if you need something major to happen with Catholics?
Britain,
Britain?
England.
No, okay, so not. It's the Pope. The Pope is the boss. But England, no. England broke away from the Catholic Church.
I
They
don't know.
created
I don't know.
they created what's called the Church of England, which is Anglican, which is what I am. Yes. Yeah, I am 100% sure on that. I even mentioned it to you.
I don't
The
know
Queen
anything about Catholicism. So
the
yeah,
Queen is not Catholic. She is Anglican. The King is Anglican. The royals are Anglican, but they call it the Church of England. And
okay.
it's the closest. That's why I was allowed to be married to my Catholic husband in a Catholic church, because Anglican or the Church of England is the closest thing to Catholicism. And I learned the priest in my town had to write to the cardinal to find out if I was allowed. He said, "Oh, yes, absolutely." He explained the differences. He came back and told me, "Okay, so yeah, you were christened, not baptized. We have pastors, not priests. I did know that. Um, but we do not believe in the Immaculate Conception. We're calling bullshit on an infusion of magic. We're thinking she did her husband like you and I did, and she got pregnant. Like that's the difference." And the fact that women can be preachers, and all of our preachers in Anglican can get married. I've never ever heard of a pastor in Anglican raping children. That there could be, but I've never heard of it.
You never heard of it, but definitely has happened probably.
I don't think so. Why would it? Why would an Anglican pastor rape children?
I mean,
He's allowed to get married.
it's just like why would a Baptist pastor rape a child?
Well, they shouldn't be. Only nobody should be. But
But it happens every day.
Catholics are for, the Catholic religious people, the sisters and the priests are forced into celibacy. So there's a hell of a big chance it's going on in Catholicism. Yeah, no surprise there. like like you said, it's not human. It's not in any way realistic to ask a human to spend their entire life without sex. That's like God made us. He made us to have sex. We have the parts necessary. Like it's supposed to be part of our lives, right? It's very unnatural for an adult to accept to spend their entire life without sex. Forced. Now, if you're just shy and you don't want that or you don't like it, that's a different thing. But to be forced to not have it is something completely different. And why people do that, I have no idea. I can't even feel connected to a God. So to feel connected to a God to the point where I'm going to be poor by choice and not have sex to boot, nah, that's not happening with me. Not with me. I'm sorry, because I have feels when I have sex. I do not have feels when I go to church, and I've been trying for 50 years.
That's sad.
It is. I'm glad you retained that, at least what I said about religion. I envy you. Every single subject we have covered on these lives in 2 days, and it wasn't about religion. This is the first one, right? All the other ones were not even about religion. Every time you piped up and answered a question, I was shocked. just as much, if not more, as how you were when I answered.
What do you mean you were shocked? Like in what way?
I cannot fathom the things you credit your God with in your life. It blows my mind. And I'm like, I wish I believed that. I wish I believed it. Like, what did you say earlier? That it's God that was taking care of that. That blew me away. Never even entered my freaking mind. No, never.
Take care of what?
Like, I don't remember. What did we talk about? And I said, when I kept pressuring you to say, in your opinion, because in my opinion, it didn't even enter my mind that God has his hand in that, in your perception. Like, I don't think there's a God watching every aspect of what's going on in everybody's lives. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
Okay.
Because if there's a God, and if he is good, and if he can see everything, what the fuck is the state of life on earth right now? Why is there so much suffering? Why are there so many good people going through horrific stuff? Why is a good God letting that happen? Oh, it's not him, it's the devil. Oh, really? Okay, good. Nice answer.
No, he's letting it. He's letting it happen.
Why?
Why did he let it happen with Job?
No, no. Please don't do that. I stated from the beginning, I don't have knowledge to speak on Job. Why for you personally? Because that's what's fascinating me. You are so, you seem so happy and well balanced.
Hey, listen, you want a personal testimony, because that's what it is, right?
Yeah, I love how calm you are and sure you are.
Bible, right? Bible.
Pardon?
It says they overcome by the word of their testimony, right? So how you gonna overcome anything if you don't go through shit? How I'm gonna tell somebody about?
Oh, I believe that. That's true.
How
But
you
I
gonna
don't
tell
think
somebody that God's still good, even though I had to go through certain things when I was a child.
Okay, you want me to get real on you? How did God manage my life? How did that 4-year-old have to go through that shit to get to where I am today at 4 years old? That brilliant girl that had just tested for school. What the fuck did she have to prove that for at that age? And then when you learn over the years the rest that got thrown onto that shit, you're gonna tell me that some fucking good entity who's all powerful condoned that for what? For me to learn lessons? Really? Okay, for what? What are my lessons for? Because I'm dying the same as the good Catholics are. I'm going in the ground the same as they are. I'm going to the same fucking end as everybody else. So, yeah, I learned shit. I learned shit that I had to suffer with and got me through to the end of whatever this existence is going to be. Is that it? Is that it? I had to go through all that. And there are people who have been through way worse than me. They have to go through that. Why? To learn all that? Why? Just to fucking die and go in the ground, and 2 generations later nobody even fucking remembers you? That's a good God letting that happen? Testing a 4-year-old or the babies? What about baby Michigan, Lake Michigan? Where was the good God for that baby? Why did that baby need to prove to a good God whatever as a newborn and end up in Lake Michigan? I cannot wrap my head around a good God that is plugged in and all seeing, condoning that shit for any reason. What about kids that get taken away by child protective services from their parents and they get put into foster homes who are even more horrific? And then they get bounced around from one to another and they're more and more horrific and they go through all kinds of abuse. They were supposed to be put in that position to save them from that. Okay, so we're failing as humans, but you're telling me there's a powerful, all-seeing, good being who could intercept, but it's his plan, all of this? I cannot understand that on any level.
You don't need to understand.
Yes, I do. I'm not bowing down and praying to something I don't understand.
Why do you need to understand? Because at the end of the day, I could tell you all day whys and all these whys. I can answer those questions.
Really?
Right?
Okay, do it. Baby Michigan, why?
I believe everything that people go through, the pains and all the stuff that they go through, is a reason why. Because that pain, I believe, creates something in that person. It
Absolutely.
creates
We learn when we're in pain. I agree with that.
okay. So whatever that person did, whoever lost their baby, is probably going to create some sort of pain that is going to help them be able to get somewhere in life.
Okay, so you don't know the details of Baby Lake, Michigan.
I don't know the details.
Okay,
But I
fine,
know
no
the
problem.
details about. I know the details about being in foster care.
Okay.
Somebody I know being in foster care, having a kid, and them going through being essayed their whole life and stuff, not even being able to show love to their children. But at the end of the day, they end up still coming up out of it, being able to find this so-called, in your eyes, not a great guy, but I still call him a great guy because at the end of the day, yeah, that individual went through all those things, but the kids that they had became great. And they were able to live and do great things because that person who went through all that stuff trusted that guy through all the stuff they went through to say, you know what? I'm still going to give you my children. I'm still going to believe that my children are going to be able to be great, that they're going to be able to do things, and I'm going to trust you with their lives. Even though I know I went through all these different things, it's a testimony for young women out here or, young men out here that have been through these things as far as being SA, and I can actually tell them and tell the story that, you know what, yeah, it wasn't a great thing that I went through, but at the end of the day, I'm able to live, I'm able to stand up here and say, you know what, yeah, I went through it all and it was all bad at the time, but guess what, I'm here for you because I am here to tell you that yes, you're going through this, you went through this, but guess what, keep trusting him, baby.
Why? What's the fucking payoff? When is the payoff? What is the payoff?
The payoff is if that person would have never went through it, they can't tell the next generation like, hey, to still believe that God's gonna be good. Because at the end of the day, I was able to see my kids go do this, and do all these great different things in the land. They were able to become billionaires. It's a lot.
They were able to become billionaires, yet you specifically said the person wasn't able to show affection and stuff.
Yeah.
So those children paid on some level. Becoming a billionaire to me is not the measure of success.
I'm not even saying that. I just tossed it out there. That's not necessarily the whole story. It's just a thing.
Well, for me, it's not even part of it.
They were able to not have had that love, but be able to show that love to their children like never before, and to continue that on in generation after generation. But guess what? The word says,
They might have been able to even if they hadn't have gone through that, though.
Lean not onto your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. He will make your path straight. So it's to say like this. You may not always understand the things that you're going through, but if you trust the process that it's going to be okay and that he's going to get you through
the process that fucking puts you year after year, day after day in abuse for years, for decades. Trust that process? No, sorry. I cannot do that.
Listen though. Did you do this though? Did you do this one thing? Did you pick it up? Did you pick up the word? You said you didn't.
Did I what?
Did you pick up the Bible?
Oh my God, again with the Bible.
It's an important part of what I'm saying.
How many times did I tell you how the
you
four times cover to cover with each time a different mentality? Four times I have done it cover to cover.
No, you talked about the New Testament only.
No, I'm not. Oh God. I don't want to repeat this another time, okay? Because you made me repeat it lots the other day too. The Catholic Bible I have read cover to cover 4 times, as I would a novel.
Okay.
Each time I consciously chose a different mental state to approach it. Once I just read it. The second time I read it as if he parted the damn sea. He walked on the water as if every story in there was a truth. The third time I read it as if every story was a parable. It was just words to get me to understand a meaning. I purposely, consciously approached each reading of that book with a different thing. And it didn't change anything in the fact that neither the Catholic Bible, neither any other religious book I've read, they all discounted me at one point or another. Like, the Catholics, it's against the homosexuals. It's against the homosexuals. And that they chose the books of their Bible to have zero representation of women, that's not good. Um, Islam, the Quran. When it gets to, so it started off really good. I said, explain to me creation, because I know what the Catholic is. They took a rib out, made us, and we were there for man's pleasure. That is the Catholic take. We were created from a man, from a rib, for his pleasure, so he wouldn't be lonely and he would have a nice life. So from the get-go, we were there to serve men. Now, when I started reading the Quran, the first thing I asked it was, explain to me creation according to Islam. I jaw dropped because we were both created equally. And we both, and I was stunned to read that Islam, in the beginning of their book, says we were created at the same time and equal. Because I'm like, okay, this isn't making sense. But I kept reading. If you keep reading the Quran, there is specific parts where it will tell the man how and where to physically reprimand his wife if she's not obeying. Because you got to be smart when you're hitting her. You got to do it where it's not going to show. And if you don't believe me, look it up. I swear to God, it's in
What is
there.
that?
Islam, the Quran.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but then they're claiming that, and this is the good Muslims. Like, there's two good. No, I shouldn't say that. Oh my gosh. Let's hope none of the other ones. So there's Sunni and Shiite, right?
Yes.
You better be praying that the Muslims you know are Sunni, not Shiite, right? So, um, it doesn't matter because in both of them, they instruct the husband. If the wife will not stand down and you're butting heads on an important issue, the wife is to stand down and the man makes the ultimate decision. Now, I have a little bit of a problem with that, but if both the adults are consenting to that, fine. But if there's a fucking chapter on how to hit your wife to reprimand her because she won't stand down and let you choose, then I have a big fucking problem with your book and your religion. Okay? Catholics. God created humans in his image. Where the fuck does it say, unless you're homosexual, unless you're a woman, unless, there's no unless. God created us in his image. And you know what's sad about that? And it bugs my arse. Every homosexual friend I have are the most faithful friends I have. They're the ones that are actually going to church, not us. And I'm like, how? They're preaching against you. Like, how? Okay. Catholic churches having young couples live together now in sin for a year before the priest will marry them, not for their own good, because the percentage of Catholic divorce was unacceptably high. How about Catholics? So if my husband, my ex-husband, the children of my father, we were married in the Catholic Church, he just remarried. He did it civilly, not by a priest, by a preacher. So it's legal. But if he wanted to marry, she'd never been married before. If they wanted to do that in a Catholic church, because you can't remarry once you're divorced. But the loophole for Catholics, if I would accept to annul our marriage, of which my children were born, so it's just an asinine bullshit paper trail, because I was married in a Catholic church. I had children from that man in that marriage. How come I can just give permission and with a stroke of a pen, it will never have existed? So that my ex-husband, my baby daddy, can remarry in that same stupid ass institution. Catholicism, the one thing I've agreed with you the most out of the 2 days is when you said it's bad. It is. But I believe they all are. It's just that they've been the most popular on earth until now. Now Islam has taken over. There are more Muslims now than Catholics on earth. But I fault the Catholic religion for that. They didn't stay modern. Like, it's hella fucking boring, a Catholic mass. It's long and it's boring. It's freaking long and it's boring. And that's like I want to go to those black churches in the southern states where they are hallelujah and the beat is going and they are dressed like they're going to the Queen of England's wedding. They look proper and then they're having family meals. They're having like the children are wearing the girls are in dresses with black patent shoes with bows on them. They are in the 1950s and they're loving and they stay together forever. Where the fuck does that exist in my life? I want that kind of religion. Like those, I don't even know. Is that Baptist? I don't know. But they're like, hallelujah, and it's swinging, and people have smiles and they're enjoying themselves. I believe that a heartfelt song is a prayer direct to God's ears. I think it is the best way that somebody like me could pray because I feel the music. I'm not feeling that Sunday mass. I'm angst and I want to get the hell out of there. Like my children, oh, thank you for what you said about baptisms because him and I
Have
are
you ever
not
read
religious.
the book? It's in Ma'at. You ever read that?
I'm sorry, which book?
The Ma'at. It's what is it? Maat. It's
What isn't
called the
that?
Book of Ma'at. It's like a lot of that. A lot of the talks in that book talks about self. How everything starts with yourself. Because I mean, I hear what both of y'all are saying, but I think truly when we start talking about religion, that's why a lot of people don't talk about it. Is because it's clear like when God says you're made in His image, He also says in the Bible that you are God, and that means if you look at this whole world, who created this? God created Earth, but we also created what we see in this world. How did that come about unless you really do truly have some type of God on the inside of you? And I just personally believe that as you navigate life and you're on your own personal journey, everything becomes what you believe it is. You believe that the sun is God, that's your God. Everything is what you believe. It
Absolutely.
really is because at the end of the day, what happens with religion is it becomes too confusing because you have so many people that at the end of the day, we could all agree you believe what you believe because that's what you were taught to believe
Yes,
until you start to learn and go through different experiences. And once you start to go through different experiences and you start to read that, I feel like that's the problem that we have as humans. We seek to know too much to the point we confuse ourselves and we start to question God. And I believe, my personal belief is, God never intended for us to keep questioning Him because what happens is just what it is. I don't believe that God intended for when a baby is killed or when something bad, it's intended to look at it as totally bad. Because what I've noticed about the world is even when really bad things happen, good comes from it, no matter what it is. Think like slavery. We black people hated being slaves, but somehow we got to a point in this world where that ended up being a good thing because I'm sorry, but I'm glad I didn't come up back then when I had to be a slave
but
because
how did
now
it end
I
up
get
being
to
good?
experience the freedoms of it. Huh?
So, sorry, I'm just not clear on how it ended up being a good thing, slavery.
Because I don't have to go through it. Somebody else sacrificed and went through it, so I don't have to. And I kind of view God like that. So if what we all perceive to be real, Jesus, well, Jesus went through some things, so I wouldn't have had to go through it. So none of us had to go through it. So a lot of things that are perceived as bad, you think about it. Maybe somebody in your life went through something very bad, and because they went through something bad, you don't have to go through it. And it's almost like it's a trickle, it's a domino effect because a lot of things in life, like my mother, she was abused. I'm not going through that because I watched her go through it. So I had a difference of opinion. I mean, I had some things that happened, but at the end of the day, I just kind of feel like Martin Luther King, he used to preach on blacks and whites being in classes together. Nobody could see it at the time. He was persecuted for it. But
Yeah.
guess what? I'm kind of glad he was persecuted now because guess what? I don't have to do it. And we ended up in classes.
Oh,
And I mean, it
because
sounds bad, but that's what
no,
it is.
It doesn't actually. It was part of the road to get to where you are now. But I spent most of yesterday listening to American African Americans talking. I shut the I muted and I heavy listened. How it's going back to being segregated. It's on its way, and how they welcome that. So I'm like, oh, okay. I need to listen because I don't get that.
Do you know Nelson Mandela? He spent 27 years in prison,
Yes, I know.
and
I
he didn't have to, but he
I know.
did it, and he did it for a purpose. So when we start
But he
talking about,
chose to do it.
like he chose it,
Yeah, well, there's a difference
and
between
because he chose it, it looked
sentence,
bad though, right? It would have been a. Would you stay in prison for 27 years
possibly,
by choice?
possibly.
Why?
Well, why do prisoners
Why
get
would you
out
do it?
and do break their backs to get back in? It's what they know. They're good there. Like I wouldn't be, but
But why do you think he did it? Why do you think he did it?
to gain the respect of his of his people, to show them he was willing to sacrifice major things to gain, I don't know, their respect, their trust, whatever, their belief. I don't know why he did it, but I can see many good things that could come out of that. It's like when I'm being a manager at McDonald's, I heavily put into practice leader shadow. I will bend over and pick something up off the floor. I will empty the garbage can, even though I'm 3 levels higher than the person who's supposed to be doing it, because I need to project that I am willing to do my part. I'm no better. I'm not a boss. I'm a leader. I have certain skills that'll help us get there, but I can't get there alone. And I need to be doing the work just like you. And you need to be seeing me do the work because that's through that they're going to gain respect. So I'm presuming it's that type of thing, a leader shadow, setting the example, walking a walk. I lived through that, but
Now
I've had,
imagine his kids though, because he had
pardon?
children. Imagine his children. Imagine
Yeah.
his children knowing
Well,
that,
how about his wife?
damn, dad
His wife.
chose to be there.
Yeah.
So when we talk about things that are bad that happen, it,
It's
truly, it
relative. You're
really
right.
is the bad things that happen birth things that are good. Dark,
In
you
some
can't have
situations,
light.
yeah.
Light
Yeah.
cannot shine without darkness.
Yeah.
So
Only the light
inevitably,
will
this world
shine.
has to have good and bad in order to balance itself out. Can you imagine walking around everybody's fucking happy? I couldn't imagine that. I mean, what would be the purpose? I don't think God, when we talk about the beginning of the world, me personally, what I believe, based on what I've read and things I've listened to, I'm gonna tell you my conclusion of what happened in the beginning. And
Awesome.
y'all might disagree, but this is what I think.
But you know what?
I
Even if
think
we do, we're going to love you and appreciate you sharing anyways.
I personally think that yeah, you had Adam, you had Eve, but I personally believe there was one more motherfucker in the Bible in the beginning that nobody's really talking about. I personally believe when they talk about, oh, she went in the garden and she got the fruit and she ate the fruit and then she gave it to Adam, he ate of it. You know
Yeah,
what
the
I think it
snake
was? I
talked her
think it
into
was
it.
sex. I think it was sex. I don't think there was
Exactly.
no fucking apple. I think she had sex with that serpent. And who was the serpent? Probably another man that
Well,
was evil, where Adam might have been good. Listen, this is my theology.
you're right.
Adam was the good one. The serpent was another man that was probably bad. And you know what I think happened? I think she slept with him. And you know what I think she did? I think she got Adam's ass to sleep with him too. And so when they realized they were wrong or something didn't feel right about them committing the act, I believe that's when they became shameful. I don't believe it was no fucking apple. I think that we all have been conditioned to think that's what it was because how do you have Cain and Abel? Abel came from Adam. I believe Cain's ass came from the other man. That's exactly what I believe.
That's could very well be.
Maybe I'll die and that not be the case, but I really do believe in my heart that she just opened up the door to sin, a sinful nature of constantly having sex without even thinking about what a marriage is. At that time, they didn't think about what marriage was. Who married them? I think they naturally she saw a man, he looked good to her. She didn't know what that feeling was, and he touched her on the inside. And she said, "Adam, come try this." And Adam said, "All right." And he tried it. Now, because it was a man and a man, I do believe he probably felt wrong about it. Because in the Bible, it does say man is not supposed to lay down with man, but it didn't say necessarily women weren't supposed to do that. I didn't see that part. Because there is a verse in the Bible that says a man should not lay down with a man, but it does not say a woman. It
Correct.
ain't say nothing about a woman doing that.
And
So I
if
do
you,
believe he was
Hold up.
ashamed because he did
Yeah,
that with that man.
but it's a man dominant Bible. So what are you talking about? Why would
You
he
said
say that?
what?
no. The Bible explains different gender roles. Women aren't ignored; they're just not quoted in the Bible. But they're like when we said about the Bible's definition of a good wife, and then a couple chapters later, how blessed is the man who gets a good wife. Pity for the man who has a bad wife. But the man who does get a good one, he has then a role to play in how he treats her. Right? That all that is in the Bible, dear. They don't just ignore women in the Bible. They're just not quoted. They don't have their own chapter.
I ain't said it wasn't quoted.
But your thing about the Garden of Eden is so fascinating to me because a snake is one of the most obvious symbolisms for a penis, whether it's in dream
And deceitful.
interpretation. Pardon?
Yep.
Whether it's in dream
And deception.
interpretation.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. That is so. I would believe your version much more than a talking snake who convinced Eve to corrupt humanity. I like your version much better.
I mean, because that's
But
how you were corrupted. Like,
and
if you think about it, that's how I got corrupted then. In the beginning, there might have not been no homosexuality. It got corrupted when that man decided to sleep with that other man. That's
well,
what started it.
have you seen the old original unmakeable today with real actors, the Ten Commandments, that movie? Like, did you see it when you
No,
were
I've never
young?
seen that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So like the part about the burning bush and stuff, there is like it's a big freaking orgy. They're melting down gold. They make a big huge uh golden cow that they're worshiping, and everybody's drunk and having sex with everybody. Like, that is when things needed. That's, I believe, the moment he sent down the Ten Commandments, I think, but it's been a lot of years. Okay. But Greeks, homosexuality was very prevalent. How about monkeys? Monkeys. Homosexuality is prevalent with monkeys. Um, Homosexuality is not new. It predates the Bible. I would hazard a guess that it predates the Bible. Like, it's human nature to experiment. It's human nature. Like, I'm not saying I think it's right. I'm not saying I think it's wrong. I'm not saying an opinion on that because I don't give a shit. If it's wrong, then every homosexual couple that I know will learn that on their day of judgment, and they will pay the price if all that is true. Okay? Because in my opinion, that's not what's happening when we die. But if that's how it's going to go down, and you're going to get judged, a life review, and you're going to get judged on your good and your bad, and that will decide whether you take the elevator up or the stairs down, then it's not my place. I've never read in the Bible that it is my job to judge somebody. That is reserved for somebody much purer than me. I am not to judge anybody. And how many good practicing religious people go to church every Sunday morning and then are judging that 16-year-old girl walking in front of the house to go to the store because she's pregnant, or they're judging this, or they're doing that. Like, that's another part of religion that I can't get into, because most of the people that I see that practice in my lifetime are incredibly hypocritical. If you're not, I don't even care if you're giving 25% of your salary to the church and shit. You're not supposed to be able to buy your way into heaven. I think you need to be praying what you preach. And I don't see most people who consider themselves practicing doing that. Personally, me. But I don't know very many. Today, now, I don't know if I can name anybody who goes to church at all. Like, that's just not part of my friends' lives. I wouldn't have any knowledge of religion if it was left up to my parents, which is why I didn't want to get my kids baptized, because I had to lie in church to the priest, and he damn well knew it. Because when they baptize your child, they will ask each parent and each named godparent if they accept the responsibility of making sure that child through their life will learn the Catholic religion. That is the poor people responsible for doing that. And you have to verbally accept that in the church in front of the priest. Well, what the hell was I doing there? I don't believe I should impose a religion on my kids, even if I am believing and practicing, but I wasn't. So even less, I did not want to. But my mother-in-law threw an absolute hissy fit, and she doesn't go to church either. But it was no. That baby will, if something happens, will be condemned to hell because they're not baptized. That's the comeback, which is just asinine. I think children should, if they're so inclined, learn about whatever religion they want, and at that moment decide to be christened or baptized or whatever, if that's what they want for their life. I don't think that any good came out of my husband and I having our two children baptized Catholic, being as we never intended and never did take them to church. We never read from the Bible. We never did any of that. And I even refused Catholicism in school for my children because I was lucky and I was allowed to send my kids to English school here, public school, English school. And I had an option of, what would it be in English? They learned about all religions. They learned about the golden rule. They learned about many things because there was no freaking way I was putting them in Catholic studies. No way. I don't believe in it, and I wouldn't be able to help them in any way with their homework and shit. So I avoided that. And it was really cool because they actually taught me the first things I learned about Hinduism by bringing their work home from school and stuff. But they touched on everyone. It was kind of like a sampler plate at a really good restaurant. But I think it's asinine to impose something on a child.
All right. It's been wow. I want to finish reading this thing real quick.
Cool.
Just remember that good thing we was talking about?
The what?
That good thing about being good? There is no being good that you can ever be. I'm going to finish reading this.
You are referencing a profound and humbling concept from the book of Isaiah. This imagery comes from Isaiah 64:6. It is often cited to illustrate the gap between human morality and divine holiness. The verse: "But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousnesses are as filthy rags, and we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities like the wind have taken us away." Isaiah 64:6, KJV: "All of us have become like one who is unclean, and all our righteous acts are like filthy rags." Isaiah 64:6, NIV. Key theological insights. The comparison, the prophet isn't saying that good deeds helping the poor, being kind, are inherently evil. Rather, he is saying that when we try to present our own good works as payment or justification before a perfect God, they are stained and insufficient. The original language, the Hebrew phrase used here, beged idim, is actually quite graphic. It refers to garments stained by menstruation. The imagery is meant to convey something ritually unclean and repulsive, emphasizing that sin touches even our best motives. The purpose, this verse is often used to dismantle pride. It establishes the need for grace, because if even our best is a dirty rag, we cannot save ourselves. We require a righteousness that comes from outside of us. Imputed righteousness. Are you looking to break this down for a study or sermon, or reflecting on it for yourself?
Neither one. But yeah.
Okay, you're getting AI to do this. Okay, I just figured that out. See, I punched in 64:6, Isaiah, and I'm reading it. I didn't realize. So AI is taking the best of everything on the internet for what it's saying, right?
Right.
So I'm stunned that is mentioned in Isaiah because that is very prevalent in Islam. A woman menstruating is considered impure, and I will fucking debate that till the end of my life. Are you fucking kidding me? How would I debate that? Because that is what enables creation of humans. If we don't menstruate, there are no babies, ever. That is the most pure time
It's
of a
still
woman.
like a pure thing.
Blood is not dirty. It's inside of us. It's not dirty. We need it to live.
What's coming out of you is dirty, right?
No,
What is clean? You want to say
it's neither. It's blood, and it's got a reason. When the egg goes through the tubes, it's damaging, and it's bringing blood with it. That's where the blood is coming from. It's that simple. And who made that? God. And why? Because that's how humans are created. So at the very holiest moment, when we're doing the very most best thing a woman can do religiously in life, we're dirty. So this is to such an extreme in Islam
We're
that
not saying that's dirty. We're saying that time of the month is dirty.
it isn't.
CW, do you agree?
If you cut your finger and it's bleeding, are you dirty?
Right.
No, you're injured.
Not the same. Two different places. For
Exactly the same. The egg traveling through the tubes is scratching the walls and making the blood follow it. It is exactly the same thing.
The difference is if you bleed from your finger for 7 days or a hand getting cut off for 7 days, you're not going to die. I mean, you are going to die. But the difference is when you bleed down there, you're not going to die.
So not dying
I think that's so powerful. That's so powerful, though.
Not dying affects the cleanliness of it?
I don't know. Whisper.
No, I'm asking because
I don't know.
I'm trying to get my brain around it because that's what you said.
I just know it's a difference. Like nobody wants that one. Like I don't know. I don't like blood anyway. Right? Either way.
Yeah, that's painfully obvious by your tone.
I don't like blood. Like it could be from wherever. It's gross.
Okay, so to you, a cut on a finger is gross, just as vaginal bleeding is gross.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you eat meat? Do you eat meat? Do you eat meat? Do you eat beef?
I do. But I used to be a real bad germaphobe.
Yeah, I can get okay.
Real bad.
But you eat meat. You eat beef. Like you'll eat a steak.
Yeah. Been a long time though, but yeah. I will.
Okay. But that's not gross and it's not dirty. Even though it's full of blood. Like I swear to God.
That's not blood. That's biotin. Or bio something. It's not blood.
Oh my goodness. There are even veins with blood in it in your steak if you get a cheap enough cut. Give me a break. There is chemicals to preserve it after butchering, but there is definitely blood. When I walk into the butcher shop to buy steak, it is the exact same smell as when I pull out a tampon. Sorry to be brutal, but it is. Blood is blood. Blood is blood.
What the fuck was
it's the same. Okay, well, you haven't had a child, but when you have a child, it smells like the butcher shop. Blood is blood.
Before I've had kids, yes, it stinks. I can't stand it.
It has a smell. Broccoli smells. It's not dirty, and it tastes great. It doesn't.
Broccoli and blood is two different things.
Exactly, but blood in a cow in your steak, and blood on your finger that you cut, or blood in my period, it's all blood.
No,
like the cut on my finger is the same damn blood in my veins as that's coming out elsewhere.
When you cook the steak, it's different. Matter of fact, look, you gonna keep look. Here you go.
Well, you're cooking it because you're gonna eat it. We're not eating the rest. If you want to go there, but I'm telling you, the smell of blood is the same no matter where you smell it.
Between blood.
And oh, please don't push me on the part about eating it making the difference because I saw some stuff on TikTok that blew me away. Recipes.
Woman. Period.
Menstruation is the correct word.
Yes, you're right. You are right. Jesus.
Well, it's a difference between cows and humans, but it's still blood and it's still got the same smell.
I can't even spell menstruation. I think I spelled it right. That's not a common word I spell every day, I promise you.
You can say period, but I think you'll have more success online by using the proper word.
No,
but
cool.
You said you've Were you present for the birth of your children?
Yes.
And you didn't smell anything?
Yes, I
You-
told you that. Yes.
Okay. And
I
it doesn't
like
to
it.
you, it doesn't to you have the same smell as when you
Nowhere
go to a
near that.
butcher shop?
Nowhere near. Nowhere near.
Well, and I find that fascinating because I'm credited with a very sensitive sense of smell, even though
You
I'm
know
a
what?
smoker.
You know what? I had COVID when I had my kid, so it fucked up my senses. Matter of fact, my kids when he was born for like 4 years, 3 years, I thought his shit didn't stink. I had my baby girl. Now, why the fuck do you smell way worse than your brother ever could?
Did you have long COVID or it was normal COVID, but you lost?
I had COVID where I lost my smell. I couldn't smell shit for like 2 years at least.
Okay, but it did come back.
It did
Okay.
somewhat come back, but I still don't feel like it's all the way how it needs to be.
Okay, so prior to that, you'd never been in
No.
butcher shop or witnessed a child's birth.
Nope.
Okay.
I can't tell you really. Yeah, my opinion may not be great on that because I don't know.
Okay. Like I would not go into the butcher shop with my husband. I would get sick. It was so overwhelming. The smell of blood in a butcher shop to me, I would literally run out to the parking lot and vomit.
Grass-fed beef?
Pardon?
Was it grass-fed beef? Was it grass-fed beef?
Sorry. Yes, I live in the country, dear.
Okay.
And it's Canada. A lot of the stuff you pump into your animals is illegal here, which is why we don't do meat from the States. There's a lot of things that aren't accepted here in our food. Like just for a simple example, red food dye. Red food dye in the States is from a bug, from an insect. Red food dye in Canada, like look at a box of Fruit Loops in the States and a box of Fruit Loops in Canada. The American ones are much prettier. The colors are more vibrant, but it's all artificial, and the red comes from a bug, and it's banned in many countries. Here, the red comes from beets. So the red is less pretty, but it's also not killing you.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fructose and all that shit, that developed that deal that was made back when in the States for corn syrup to replace sugar, which was not for health, it was for money because both of them aren't good for health. That wasn't even health based, it was for money. It was so that the corn farmers in the States could get wealthy, because we don't do sugarcane in North America, right? We have to import it.
Similar, the red liquid from a steak and menstrual blood are completely different biological substances with different chemical makeups and origins. Here is the breakdown.
I didn't dispute that. I
One,
don't know why you're playing
blood and
that.
steak. Myoglobin. The red liquid you see on a rare steak or at the bottom of a meat.
I'm trying to educate myself.
Okay.
Say
Because I did admit that right from the get-go that yes,
Almost
there were
all blood is
chemicals.
drained from an animal during the slaughter process. What it is a mixture of water and a protein called myoglobin. Composition: myoglobin is a protein found inside muscle tissue that stores oxygen for the muscle to use. When you cook meat, the water inside the muscle fibers expands and pushes the myoglobin out. Why it's red: myoglobin contains iron, which turns red when exposed to oxygen, just like hemoglobin in blood. As you cook the steak, the myoglobin changes color, turning from red to pink, then to brown or gray. Well done. Key difference: it does not contain red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, or plasma. It is essentially just muscle water and protein. 2. Menstrual blood. Menstrual fluid is a complex mixture of several different biological materials. What it is the shedding of the lining of the uterus, the womb. Composition: it is made up of 3 main things. Whole blood, actual blood containing red and white blood cells, just like if you cut your finger. Endometrial tissue, pieces of the uterine lining that built up during the month to support a potential pregnancy. Secretions, mucus and vaginal fluids. Key difference: it is actual blood mixed with tissue and mucus. Unlike
Did you not learn this in school?
I really shouldn't listen to that shit.
We learned that in middle school, grade 7.
I know, but no, that shit just just the thought of this, what I just listened to, is sickening.
What's sickening about it?
It just makes me want to get sick. Just the
Pardon?
thought process of it. Seriously.
I don't understand what specifically made you sick about that.
Thinking about the intramural, that part, and how it's got to break away, the part that has to break away, and then
So basically, okay, yeah.
different than state. That's all I was saying. It's way different than state blood. It's no comparison in those two. It's not when you're talking about the state blood. It's not even blood. It's muscle water, right? That's what it said. Muscle water. It's not the same as fucking blood. Blood has stuff in it. Has white blood cells.
Myoglobin. It's called myoglobin.
Yeah.
A natural muscle protein, not blood. Making and because I just looked up if the same thing was true for halal meat.
That's just like crazy to me.
And it is. Halal meat is exactly the same on this point as non-halal as normal beef.
Contains blood cells. No. Steak liquid. Muscle fibers. Okay. Uterus.
Myoglobin. Okay, so how about oh god.
What?
You know what's hella popular here? Blood pudding. And I will never eat that shit. I had to leave when people were eating that and it was being cooked. I had to leave. It smelled like fucking blood. It's
Is it from pigs?
I don't know. I don't know. I would run for the hills. Even my kids would eat that shit with their grandparents. I'm like, no, hell no. Hell no. I would presume pork and blood and or I don't know.
I say pork. I would definitely say pork. This shit is fucking wild.
So, savory sausage made from cooked. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about British blood pudding. This is a kind of sausage which has no, that's not what I mean. Hold on. I need to look it up in French so I can tell you. I don't know what it's called in
It says
English.
pig's blood. Yeah. See?
Hold on.
Blood pudding. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
but they're saying it's a sausage. Blood pudding, also known as black pudding in the UK, Ireland, is a savory sausage. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about boudin. Hold on, I'll look it up in French and then translate it because I'd never learned about that shit before I moved here, so I only know it in French. I blood pudding is a sausage. That make sense. Okay, so get me back to Google homepage so I can go to French. I'm just gonna open another window. It'll be faster, apparently.
I can't believe we still got people in here. Somebody likes this shit. Somebody does. Edgar, what's going on? Are you in the chat by chance? All right, guys. I think we're gonna end this live right here. Potentially, I mean, it's been one hell of a fucking day. I'll say that. It's definitely been one hell of a day. I want to do more shit, but at the end of the day, man, things kind of got me burnt a little out.
You know, it's that kind of gift, you know, knowing that it's a, you know, Gianna Bryant is really Kobe, and then you sell the soul, and then when you sell the soul, it looks bigger, but you're selling it to God or even Lucifer. And then who wanted to be God in the Bible?
You can't sell your soul though.
No,
You
there's
don't.
a
You
way.
don't own
There's
your
a way to
soul.
trade places. You're right. There's a way to trade places.
Okay, so talk to me.
You made it back.
Yeah, sorry, I knocked myself out. And it took me a while to realize I was talking to you and I realized that nobody was answering, so I figured it out.
Mm-mm-mm.
I loved that discussion, by the way.
Huh?
I loved that discussion. Nobody ever wants to talk about anything even close to religion, and I think that's asinine. How are we supposed to learn and grow if we don't talk about it? If it's done by mature people who can accept that somebody else believes something else than them and they don't have to try and convince us, I love that. I loved what, oh, she's gone? I loved what she was saying. I loved what CW taught me today. Like lots of things. Like I had light bulb moments listening to her.
Hmm.
I learned a lot about your culture that I had no idea of.
Interesting. That's what's up.
Like I truly wish I could feel my faith and live my life with the beliefs you do. Because you're so calm. Your life isn't perfect, but don't seem to be depressed at all. And you literally you seem to credit God for every little positive thing you notice. And that's amazing to me. Like that's if I could believe that I needed to thank a God for whatever positive happens, I might like him better too. Maybe I'd feel him. I don't know.
How you said it when you were going to church since you were, or to, I guess like, what do you call it, mass? Since you was like under 10 years old.
Well, Catholics
Yeah.
here don't have an option for children. Anglicans do. Anglicans have Sunday school in the basement of the church for the kids. And get this, okay? I have had severe head trauma combined with hypothermia,
Mm-hmm.
followed by a 3-day coma where I have some permanent memory loss, short term and long term. I've had lots of temporary, whether that be for 15 years or less. Um, I've been through it. There is something that I remember from Sunday school. Now, my parents divorced when I was 9, my sister was 6. So I wanted to go to Sunday school. And my mom said, I'll set the alarm for you. If you get up, you get dressed, you make sure your sister's dressed, and you eat breakfast, go ahead. It was right at the end of, like, it was literally 2 doors down from our house on the same street. And I remember, be ye kind one to another, tender hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. Ephesians 4:32. How the fuck do I remember that? I can't remember my own name sometimes. I don't know why that's stuck in my head. And it must be for a reason, but it doesn't mean too much to me. But that's what sucks about it. I wish it gave me some profound insight or something. But Ephesians 4:32 does not light a flame in me either, unfortunately. Like seriously, dear, I was not even 10 years old. Anytime I did go to Catholic Mass, it was with my grandmother and my great grandmother when they were in town. My mom was in bed sleeping. But my mom actually went to Catholic school and won an award.
Mm.
Like I have been searching my entire life. And I prayed. I've spent way too many hours over too many years trying to do astral voyaging. And I know so many people like you who happen into it. I'm like, you lucky MFs. Like I read how to
I
do it.
told you
I
what happened.
read, pardon?
I never fucking told you what happened.
Well, you told me you were scared. It frightened you, the tingling.
Right? So okay, I'm gonna try to go through this real quick.
Cool.
So I went through it. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go back live. Nah, should I go back live? I just don't want it to take that long. Like I don't want this to be part of this.
The next live.
Yeah, I don't want this to be part of the.
Okay, so do you want me to go meet you on TikTok? We can finish the conversation privately on TikTok, and then we can open up your live.
No, I want to do it live again here because on TikTok it's gonna suck. Because
No, I just meant to finish our conversation before you start your live up.
Yeah. All
Okay,
I'm
no
gonna do is,
problem. Whatever you want.
all I'm gonna be able to do is like you're gonna be able to like see me, but you're not gonna be able to come on a panel. So
Yeah, I know. I
don't like that.
Well, neither do I, but it's your story we need to get out. You're the one telling the story. All I need to do is listen.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's a lived experience, so I can't.
But I like having you like talk back.
You do?
Having a voice, yeah. Even though
It's challenging, but you like it. You're like me then. I love it. It makes me think. See, I don't have a box to think outside of, but it brings me to think of a perspective that I don't. It's exactly like what a psychiatrist does. Ask you a question so that you're forced to think a different way than what you usually do. That's what you do for me.
Right.
Your answers stun me. So my brain has to find new ways to try and get understanding of that. Because I'm literally blown away several times every time you and I talk. And I love that because I learn shit.
Yeah.
And maybe one day it'll make me think in a way that all of a sudden I'll feel shit that I've been wanting to feel, Like maybe I'll have a highly religious infusion and a light bulb moment before I die. I don't know.
I feel like that's what God wanted me to connect with you for.
Oh goodness, dear! Don't tell yourself that because you will be highly disappointed. I'll convince you to not even try. Okay.
It's happened many times to me.
Pardon?
It's part of what He called me to do.
Oh, I believe that, but He didn't intend for me to be one of your subjects, and I will relieve you of that sense of.
It's not about being a subject. It's about just having an experience. For those that don't have the experience, I'm not.
Oh, to communicate it to me. Is that what you mean? Because if your mission is to convert me or to somehow try and get me to the good side, give up right away. Because the only posts I do not engage with are yours, are the only ones I do not participate in, and it's the ones where religion comes out right away. It is the most common reason that I will actually unfollow somebody I've followed because they're too heavily posting about religion. And not because I disagree, because I don't identify. And usually people who are posting religious stuff, like the ones that have the little purple cross in their name, those people, it's all they post. And I don't, that's not what my social network is going to be about because I don't identify. Not because I'm judging, not because I think it's bad, simply because it bores the fuck out of me. I don't believe and I don't identify. So well, how are we doing would you rather do your live first and then we can finish the conversation about that later?
No, I'm gonna do this like.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna mute up and listen. Okay.
I'm gonna end this because this was so damn long.
So you're gonna stop and start over?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Okay, bye.
You stay here though, but yeah, I'm gonna just end it.
Yep.
Boss up, yeah, we elevate. Every single day, yeah, we boss up.